PWP Nation,
where wrestling discussion lives.
Well, hello there. Dukes, Keith, and Griff here from the Anything But Credible podcast, a.k.a. the ABC Pod. Fellas?
Holla.
Oh, hello. We're here to let you know that you could be possibly missing out on the best podcast ever created, aside from the Offended podcast, of course, and you don't want to be missing that. Now, what makes us the best? Griff? Yeah, great. Keith? Exactly. Look, I'll keep it really simple for you. Crazy people, crazy news, crazy theories, crazy uncredible. That's right. We made that word up. Griff, Keith, say something crazy for me.
Russia wants you to believe in Finland. Real.
Nice. Look, you can find us just about anywhere that you get your podcast, especially Apple Podcasts. Also, don't forget to hit us up on Facebook at ABC Pod. That's ABC POD. Twitter at _ABC Pod. And Instagram at ABC Podcast. Check in with us for a new episode every Monday and join the conspiracy to commit stupid. We will see you then, and shout out to the Offended Podcast.
Adios. Later, guys. Like you more than a friend.
What's up, everybody? Kyle Fauché here to tell you about my brand new podcast, the Going Off Topic podcast, brought to you by the Anything But Credible Network. On Going Off Topic, I look at all forms of media, from different real and theoretical angles that you don't usually hear about. From movies, to TV, to music, to sports, to gaming, to anything really. You never know what the topic will be, but you're guaranteed a new angle and a different conversation about it, that's for sure. You can find Going Off Topic anywhere and everywhere that you get your podcasts. Check out our social media feeds on Facebook, Going Off Topic with Kyle Fauché, on Twitter, going_off_topic, and don't forget about anythingbutcredible.com, where you can find everything for the pod, including the written blog post. That's right, we're carrying over the Going Off Topic blog to anythingbutcredible.com too. So check it all out there, and I'll catch you on the next topic.
and welcome to the return of the weekly wrestling wrap-up presented by Offended, brought to you by PWP Nation. It's your boys, Tricky and Stoutsy. We're back.
What's up, you fucking marks?
I don't know why we didn't think about doing this like a little sooner.
I don't know either.
Like, got a decent following from the wrap-ups on good old Periscope and everything, but you have a illness right now, so...
Yeah. For like 4 months, people are probably like, how's this kid still going? Right. Well, when you're the fucking world heavyweight champ, you just keep going, and you show up week after week. Sometimes you oversleep a bit, and sometimes you oversleep at 8 p.m. at night, but you know, that's showbiz, baby.
There it is. There it is. That's showbiz, baby. Fuck.
So, yeah. I don't know why we didn't really think of this.
Right. And like our
well, to be fair, we went through like the holiday season of wrestling, and then like there was kind of the Rumble, and nothing's really been overly crazy exciting, but
right.
So here we are.
Right. So with I'm trying to think here for a second. Oh my god, that vibration is horrible.
You can hear that too. Hey,
oh
Zeus
god.
Goose.
Is that just up against your ear? What is that?
No, it's just sitting on my like laying on my bed.
Oh, buddy.
Was it just like a man? Well, whoever invented the the app.
Since you're using the app, turn on Do Not Disturb. I actually should fix it.
Oh, just on my phone?
Yeah.
What's that? The little moon?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I've never used that before. What if there's an emergency?
Well, then that just sucks for them.
Yeah, that's true.
I turn on Do Not Disturb every night.
Really?
Oh, dude, with Twitter and like everything, my phone would be going crazy.
I turned off Twitter notifications when, like, months ago, when we, like, for some reason had, like, 4 tweets that just, like, blew up, like, during the week, and I was just like, fuck off every mark on Twitter.
Dude, I wake up, here, if I can, like, you know how you can scroll up on the notification center on your phone or whatever?
Mm-hmm.
Since yesterday, I've had notifications from, like, I'm not even kidding when I say this, from, like, 5 different apps But like Facebook Messenger, fucking text messages, Twitter and Facebook alone, I have like almost 200 notifications.
Yeah, my group messenger on Facebook, which is why I never respond to anybody, I just turned off because it was just like too much for the most part. And I was just like, I'm getting zero sleep. Like this morning, because obviously I haven't been sleeping at all, being sick and all this shit. And like from 10 to like noon, I was able to sleep. And I even had my phone on vibrate because I knew you and Corey were texting, and it was just like buzz, 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 buzz. And I was like, will you guys like shut the fuck up? I'm trying to sleep.
See, that's when you turn on Do Not Disturb.
Yeah, I know.
Now it's going to be worse because you never text back as it is, so now you'll just never text back.
Yeah, I know. No, it's going to be like, oh, fuck. And you're going to be like, shit, I should never told him to put on Do Not Disturb.
I'm kind of thinking about that right now.
Yeah. Well,
it's all right. You're
said
a snitch
it, so.
Anyway, so it's fine.
Well, you're a content stealer.
Man,
you might as well be
stole my joke.
Who's the fucking main guy that's always stealing shit on Twitter? You're him, basically. That's actually your account. And then you're a phony.
you're a phony.
You're a big phony. You're a Mick phony.
Oh, good one. Jesus Christ. All right.
Yeah, that's right. That was a good one. You don't even try it.
Phony. But we're back. The weekly wrestling wrap-up is back. For those that don't know, that don't listen to the regular show, Jim is locked up in the poop pit. He's not in the cockpit. We haven't been on Periscope in a few months. So this is our way of getting it back going. And a little fun fact, last week we did 3 episodes. Our most downloaded episode was the wrestling episode. So
not surprised. People want us back.
Yep.
It's like the Hardys coming back at Mania.
Dude, I was literally watching like reaction videos to them coming back last night.
Were you?
It was just like
got stuck in a rabbit hole.
I did, and then I somehow got from there to up, down, down. And I was just laughing my ass off for like 3 hours, especially at, like Big E and Tyler Breeze, and like so they're doing this new thing on up, down, down right now, where they're having like they came up with their own championship, the up, down, down championship, and they're having like a little tournament right now. And every time Big E is on, you can hear Tyler Breeze like in the back just laughing his ass off at him. Like, and it fucking makes me crack up every time. But then you also hear like Baron Corbin like whining in the background, like making fun of him because he got eliminated by Styles. He's like, this is bullshit. But dude, Baron Corbin has so much personality on Up, Down, Down. It's like, why can't they just let him be like a goofy person like on Raw, like how he is on Up, Down, Down? He's actually fucking hilarious. Like,
yeah, I didn't watch it, but like I feel like we've talked about this before though. Watching him on like either like it might have even been like back in the day on the Breaking Ground with that NXT show they did on the network, or even one of the stupid shows they have on there. It was like Baron Corbin's actually kind of fucking funny.
Yeah, he was.
Go ahead.
He was telling his story. The Tyler Breeze and Baron Corbin. So like the whole Up, Down, Down, this one episode is just basically a mini podcast of them telling the story about why Corbin doesn't like Breeze, but they're like best friends. And he's like, well, yeah, you and Ty Dillinger, you just don't like me. You just don't like me at all. You don't invite me anywhere. You don't like me. So I never get invited out. And Breeze is like, that is such a fucking lie. Like, it's like, we tell you everywhere we're going. He's like, no, you don't. And Breeze is like, you're just a baby, man. And Corbin's like, I'm not a baby, you're a baby. And Breeze just goes, no, you're a bigger baby. And Xavier jumps in. He's like, I love the insults, guys. I love the insults.
Dude, you know who Corbin is for us? Is Corey Donovan.
Yep. Oh, dude.
Because he hates when he doesn't get invited places, or claims he doesn't get invited places.
Dude, I'm not going to lie. When I was watching Breeze and Corbin go back and forth, I'm like, oh my God, this is Jim and Corey from like the Halloween episode we did of Offended.
Yeah, we have a hell of a friendship.
Dude, seriously, watch it. You'll be like, oh my God, I'm Tyler Breeze. Like,
at least I'm pretty.
Prince
gorgeous.
Pretty.
Yeah, they should just let him just be his goofy self, and like that can work on like a heel persona. Just take off his vest.
No shit.
That's what you got to do.
Give him a different gimmick.
Yeah, for the love of God.
It's like, I want to like Corbin. I've gotten the pleasure to meet Baron Corbin. He was so fucking cool and nice. I'm like, God damn, just give him a different gimmick so I can like him. Like,
yeah, I remember you were like, I don't like Baron Corbin, and I was like, I think he's going to be awesome in WWE. I think he's kind of cool, and you were like, man. And then you met him, and you were like, yeah, I was wrong. Baron Corbin's really, really cool, man. I like him. Yeah, it's
a shithead day, isn't it?
It is a shithead day, man. I feel like complete fucking shit. This whole week I've just been arguing with everybody. Everybody's getting the heat.
I know. I was staying out of it for a little bit, and then I tried to make one joke, joined you guys, and I wasn't paying attention at all. Then I was like, "Oh, you guys are making jokes. I want to jump in." You're like, "Nope, too late, Todd."
Corey got the worst of mine this week, though. I just knew I was going to trigger him and just get him to where I wanted to. Oh, man, he really got it.
Mark.
Everybody's getting it. Yeah, what a mark. Oh,
so,
boy.
We're going to talk about the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view. We are going to talk about Raw, SmackDown, NXT, maybe a little AEW news. Before we get into that, I have a little game prepared to get us back into the thick of things. I figured since this is our first wrap-up in fucking months, this might be a longer episode, so...
Yeah.
Whatever. But I found this ultimate WWE trivia book in my grandma's basement the other day.
Ooh.
And it looks like it's never been used, like at all.
Wow, that's because you probably got it and was like, I hate wrestling.
I know all that stuff already. But I'm looking through these questions, and, dude, they look hard as fuck. Like,
they probably are.
So I'm just going to turn to a random page, and I'm just going to ask a question. I don't know the answers. They're all at the back, so it's going to be me and you playing this. And at the end of the 5 questions that I ask, we'll look up the answers.
Okay. My wrestling, trivia brain is, this is how my brain goes. Attitude Era stuff, pretty much got. The newer stuff pretty much got. The stuff in the 80s, early 90s is man, once I hear it, I know exactly what it is, and then I just feel like a loser.
Right.
So you're probably going to get a lot of I've heard it before. So, fair warning. All right. Am I going first?
Sure. Question 1. This is a true or false question.
Okay.
X-Pac has never participated in the King of the Ring tournament. True or false?
I think that's false. I mean, I feel like it was full of mid-card guys. I feel like he would have had to. Oh man, that's tough. Does that include qualifying matches?
I doubt it.
I'm still gonna say true. I feel like he had to have been in there.
You're gonna say true?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with true as well. I feel like he was in it in '99. I want to say
that's what I'm thinking.
Billy Gunn won it in '99.
See, and I think they had a match.
It either came down between X-Pac and Billy or Road Dogg and Billy. I remember it was like a DX final. It was right when Billy turned heel.
Yeah, exactly. That's why. Yeah, I'm gonna say true.
All right, we both got true for that one. All right, next question. Another true or false question.
Okay.
The WWE Championship changed hands at Judgment Day 2001.
Okay. Boy. 2000 was the Taker return.
Yes. I think so. I think that's right.
It was. It's one of my favorite moments ever.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
He's here.
Because I didn't even know it was coming, and I was like, what the fuck is this? And I was like, oh my god! My god, it's The Undertaker!
That's gotta be Kane!
That's gotta be Kane's brother! Oh, man. So who would have been 01? I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say false.
Yeah, I'm gonna say false too, because I think that's around the time Stone Cold was champion.
Yeah, well, I'm trying to think what fucking month goddamn Judgment Day was in.
Judgment Day.
October or something?
No, Judgment Day was like summer, like a couple months after Mania. It may have been the second pay-per-view after Mania at the time.
That would have been so. It would have been like Backlash and then Judgment Day.
Yeah, I think that's right.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna say. What'd I say? True or I say false? False.
Yeah, you said false. I say false.
Okay. I almost want to say. I'm gonna stick with false. But I almost want to say true because I feel like the title changed more on like pay-per-views back then than it does now. But
it totally did. But if memory serves me correctly, I don't think Austin lost the title until he wrestled Kurt Angle at SummerSlam.
Yeah, I don't think so either. Yeah.
Oh no, Unforgiven actually.
Yeah. Fuck. I wish I could remember like the chronology. Did I say that right?
So
chronology.
Kind of. You're close enough. Fuck it.
The order of the pay-per-views back in the day, damn it.
Because if that's 2001, Angle got a huge push after 9/11 because he's the American hero. And WWE capitalized off that shit.
Trying to think though, when did Austin retire? 01 or 03?
03. Okay,
never mind then. Well, because he got injured in Survivor Series. They pulled the injury line Survivor Series of 2001, correct?
It was right after that. 01 was the winner take all from the Alliance versus WWE.
I'm just getting years mixed up.
Yeah, and then Austin took his ball and went home the following summer.
That bastard.
That rat bastard. All right, so we both have false. Next question. Oh, this is a fill-in-the-blank question. At Fully Loaded 1999, The Rock and blank competed in a Falls Count Anywhere blank match.
A Falls Count Anywhere blank match?
Yep.
Wait, what were the two blanks? The Rock and blank?
The Rock and blank competed in a Falls Count Anywhere blank match. I think I know this.
So do I, but I can't remember if this was like a... Oh my god. I can't... Or is that just like a Raw episode? Fuck. The Rock and... Oh my god, I want to say like Mankind in like a Falls Count Anywhere empty arena match, but I know that's not it. I don't think it is. A Falls Count Anywhere something match? I'm just going to go with the Mankind empty arena Falls Count Anywhere thing because I can't think of anything right now.
All right.
If it's a Falls Count Anywhere no disqualification match, I'm going to be so pissed because it's a no disqualification match.
You said Mankind?
Yeah, whatever, in the empty arena. I don't fucking know. I know that's wrong, but that's all I can think of.
I'm taking a guess here, and if it's Fully Loaded in 99, that was the pay-per-view right before SummerSlam, I think.
Yeah.
In 99?
I think there was only one Fully Loaded.
There's a couple, I think.
Is there?
I remember the poster of like being a little kid, and I remember walking around Blockbuster, and I couldn't rent the one Fully Loaded pay-per-view because I think that's when Sable may have showed her boobs on it. But the cover was Triple H doing the suck it sign, and the WWE logo is like on an enlarged, like on like his crotch, basically. And it's like they enlarged like his penis basically on the cover. Oh, the Attitude Era was just a different time.
So, what's your guess?
My guess is Triple H in a leather strap match. Because I remember they had a leather strap match like at one of the pay-per-views in '99. I think it was at Fully Loaded.
They did. That's a good. It's a good pick.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good pick. It's a lot better than mine because I'm pretty sure mine was like a fucking Sunday Night Heat episode or some fucking weird shit. So
All right, I'm gonna give us an easy one that we both know.
Oh God, I hate when you can say easy ones.
What Hollywood star was part of the 2001 Royal Rumble match?
Well, I mean, to be fair, The Big Show was in a couple movies.
And The Rock was in it too.
I'm gonna go ahead and say Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
I guess you have to give it to you.
Is that your answer? Or are you gonna say someone else?
No, I know who it is.
Oh.
This one's easy.
God.
Seriously?
Wait, at the time they were a Hollywood actor?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it meant like legit, like I thought it meant like obviously like then became like a. Oh, I forgot this is an old game, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh God, damn it! Now I just threw myself off because I thought the question was legit, like about The Rock. 2001. Oh my God. Oh,
It's so easy. This is gonna win me the fucking game, I feel like.
Hold on. And they were in the Rumble.
Yeah. I'll give you a hint. He eliminates himself.
It can't be Drew Carey's bitch ass. I thought it was later than that. 2001, no way. Was he that popular? Yeah, I don't know. Drew Carey?
It's totally Drew Carey. Come on, man.
I thought he was in a later one.
No, he was 2001. This is the one where Austin won, where Kane like went crazy in that Rumble.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like the way he was dressed, it was like at least like 05 or 06.
He was promoting a stand-up pay-per-view.
Oh man,
it's before he was. Come on down, Price is Right.
It's kind of. I mean, no offense to Drew Carey, but to call him a big Hollywood guy is a little.
Dude, he hosted Whose Lines It Anyway, and that show was fucking huge. Actually, the Drew Carey show was like
Drew
really
Carey
popular.
actually wasn't bad either.
That was actually like a really popular show.
Yeah.
And,
well, so wait, what was it? How was the question stating? Like for a second, I legit thought like The Rock because I thought it was like
which Hollywood star participated in the 2001 Royal Rumble? And mind you, this book came out in 2002.
Yeah, see, I didn't think about that till like after the fact, where you were like, "Are you serious?" And I was like, "I guess not. I don't know." You could see why I would have thought The Rock in general. If that was a question today, people would be like, "Oh, The Rock."
Oh, hey, by the way, little shout out here. I have NXT on again from just on my TV. Totally forgot. Jeremy Borash is on NXT last night interviewing Matt Riddle.
Oh, yeah?
From TNA, Jeremy Borash.
Oh.
I like the guy. He's a cool guy. And he's like the mastermind behind Matt Hardy's like broken stuff.
Oh, no shit.
Yep. All right.
You
Last question. Which of the following did Vince McMahon not force Trish Stratus to do on March 5th, 2001 episode of Monday Night Raw? A. Kiss him. B. Take her skirt off. C. Bark like a dog. Or D. Take off her blouse.
Did not force her to do?
Yeah. You remember how when he got shit on? They got like fucking shit on for that segment.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the kiss and the bark are legit. I want to say take the skirt off.
Going D?
Yeah.
I'm going to go with A.
Which is what, kiss him?
Yeah. Because I remember her barking like a dog, but I remember her being in a thong while she was doing it.
Yeah, true. I thought he made it like I thought he made her kiss his ass though. I don't know.
They kiss my ass club.
I do remember bark like a dog though, because I was like, oh my god, that's so degrading.
Right. Oh man. All right.
So do you have the answers to these?
Yes. So, what I didn't realize when I was doing this though, So all these questions are like numbered, right?
Yeah.
So I thought I could just go to the back of the book and look at the numbers.
Yeah.
But they're numbered 1 through whatever in different sections, 1 through whatever. Oh, it's botch time, botch club.
Oh my god.
Hold on a second. All right, after a brief delay, I figured out how to find the answers here. Just got to flip through this a little bit, all right?
Well, thank God.
I swear to God, Jim. All right. For the first question, we both said true. And that was, did X-Pac ever participate in a King of the Ring match?
Yes.
We are correct. It was true.
Okay.
But it doesn't say when. I kind of wish it gave us like...
Yeah, what the fuck, Vince? Make a better book.
Oh shit, this book's pretty lazily done. And like what's kind of funny, I was watching like an old, ever since I figured out that Confidential's back, or they put it on the
network.
Yeah. The fucking like just the like the production value that WWE has now is like amazing to me.
Duh.
All right, next question we had, did the WWE Championship change hands at Judgment Day 2001? We both said false, and we are correct. That is false.
Is that all the information they have on it?
Yes.
That's annoying as shit.
It is, man.
I really want to know who was in it.
Right. Yep. I'm gonna say fuck this book. This is the last time I use this book. Next question was, The Rock competed against blank in a Falls Count Anywhere blank match, and Jim, you said Mankind in a no disqualification match.
Yeah, like empty arena match, whatever the fuck that was.
Oh my god. Beep. And I said Triple H in a leather strap match. I am correct, actually. Triple H in a leather strap match from Foley.
Good pick. After you said that, I was like, oh, that sounds a hell of a lot more correct than anything I said.
We both. The next question was, what Hollywood star participated in the 2001 Royal Rumble? And that was Drew Carey. So we are correct.
Did you just say Jim Carrey?
I did say Jim Carrey. And that was the mask. That was his gimmick.
That was his gimmick?
I was joking, like Jim Carrey.
Oh.
Jesus Christ. I can't make a joke.
That one went right over my head.
This is such a botch.
What an idiot I am. This is such a botch because of the stupid book.
No shit, dude. This book is horrible. Fuck you, Vince. You have to like flip through so much. Why can't you just number it in order?
Jesus Christ, Vince, your booking today is better than the books you were putting out back then.
No doubt. Well, it's not.
Yeah.
And finally, the last one. Which of the following did Vince McMahon not force Trish Stratus to do on March 5th, 2001 episode of Raw? A, kiss him. B, take off her skirt. D, bark like a dog. Or C, bark like a dog. And D, take off her blouse. Jim said take off her blouse. I said A, kiss him. And the correct answer is A, kiss him. I win. Good night. Let's get into some wrestling talk. Fuck that book. I'm heated.
That just botched on you so hard.
Good God, man. You think like something that's so simple and easy. No, not in Vince McMahon way.
Yeah. We're going to break it up into sections. That's how you find the answers.
You bastards. Tell me how to book a show. They're going to go back from 2002 booking. I'm going to piss them off. That's what. I'm going to book a shitty Raw in 2019.
And we're not going to elaborate on the answers, damn it.
Yeah, no shit. Fuck that.
No, X-Pac, it is true. X-Pac did wrestle in King of the Ring.
Was it 99?
We're not going to tell you against who, though.
No doubt. Here, you know what? I'm going to Google it just because I'm a good host. X-Pac King
X-Pac
of the Ring. X-Pac. And my thing is X-Pac.
My thing is X-Pac, and my thing is doing the Bronco Buster.
He was in 2 King of the Rings. 1998, he wrestled Owen Hart, and he made it to the semifinals in 99 against the Road Dogg and lost to the Road Dogg.
See, we knew there was some DX connection there.
Mm-hmm. Oh, actually, take it back. No, he beat the Road Dogg and lost to Billy Gunn in the finals. So yeah.
Okay, yeah. That was weird. Mm-hmm. That might have been when he like broke off of DX and was like with Kane or some shit maybe.
Well, remember Road Dogg and X-Pac never really like broke apart from each other. X-Pac's just like, I'm just going to be with Kane now because he's Kane. It made no sense, but like at the same time it like worked.
Yeah.
Like it weirdly worked.
Did you ever the other day I'm talking about X-Pac and the Bronco Buster. Did you ever tell Katie Naked Lady that you wanted her to do the Bronco Buster?
I forgot actually.
God, you're an idiot.
I totally forgot about that.
It'd be a hell of a story.
It would be.
I don't even know what we were talking about. I just said, yeah, tell her to do the Bronco. Tell her it was Valentine's Day.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
We were just talking about some stupid shit. I go, yeah, just tell.
Because we were doing the fucking podcast, and I was watching the St. Valentine's Day Massacre, and X-Pac did the Bronco Buster.
Go, yeah, tell her you want to do the Bronco Buster tonight. That'll go over well.
Well,
God damn.
Speaking of Katie Naked Lady, nice little segue here. She is the brand new Offended Predictions champion here on the show. As Jim and I had basically all the same picks but one match. Actually, no, we did have all the same picks because I switched. And if I didn't switch,
you got scared. See, I still think there's some. I would say there's still conspiracy to this, but we got our fucking asses kicked.
Yeah.
In that show, anyway. So,
yeah.
But yeah, you decided to switch your answer because somebody got scared. So then that way, whether we tied, you'd still be the winner. And then you had Naked Lady pick the other pick you had, and that way, you know, if she gets the title, it stays in the authority of you two. And I just sit here on my throne of poop and losers things. I can't
Jesus Christ.
I can't
Let's just say it started off kind of good, then you just started trailing.
I'm so frustrated over the fact that you guys would screw me over like that, but you know, I should expect it.
So I was looking at our predictions, and out of the 7 matches, we got 4 wrong. We're under 500 there on that pay-per-view.
Dude, that hasn't happened.
That hasn't happened in a long time.
Yeah.
But in all honesty, Elimination Chamber, it was a good pay-per-view, man. I had fun with that pay-per-view.
So did I. I said, I know, last week we were saying that usually when we say a show's predictable or is going to be predictable, usually we've been pretty right.
Yeah. This
one threw some swerves at us a little bit that, I thought maybe could happen, but didn't really really see it happening at this time of the year. But yeah, dude, I was pretty intrigued from the get-go of this show. I wasn't expecting a lot. The card looked good, but yeah, like you said, pretty fucking good show.
Yeah, I thought it was really good. But like you said, like we thought it was gonna be predictable, and honestly, it was not that predictable.
I felt like such a fucking smart mark idiot.
Oh shit. I will say this: JCD, or was it Toph? JC or Toph said in the group that they're doing all these title changes to throw you off to make you think Kofi's gonna win at the end, and I totally think that's what they did.
Yeah. I mean, I think me and you even texted too. I think we were like, holy shit. It's like, I think this might be a swerve to like get us to think Kofi's going to win.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, true. And it's like, well, fuck, they might, if they think that you're going to think like that, where you're like, oh yeah, Kofi's not going to win because they've been doing this all night. And then, but if they were to give Kofi the belt, then you're like, holy shit, we just got fucking swerved for 3 hours.
No doubt. And
2 hours and 32 minutes because it got shortened up. Thank God.
And you know what, like, WWE doesn't do anymore that they've done in the past is, like, give somebody the title for, like, a couple weeks and then have him get screwed over, and then you give the other guy, like, he's still on track to, like, the WrestleMania spot. Like, so we have fucking Fastlane in, like, 2 weeks or something like that. Stupid.
Yeah.
And you're telling me Kofi couldn't win that match and then Bryan get the title back at Fastlane? Like,
right.
Like, they did that with Rock and Mankind. Like,
yeah, they could have easily done that.
They don't. I wish they would do that, honestly. Like,
yeah, it would bring excitement because you'd be like, right now it's just like, okay, like when Bryan after Rumble, it's like, okay, Bryan's obviously going to hold it till Mania. There's never like a change up, and it's like,
right.
That makes it more interesting because then it's like, oh shit, what actually, what could happen? Like, it makes you think more. It almost gives you more like creative outlets to go with instead of just like, well, at least we know one of the guaranteed people going in with the title. It's like, I don't know, just fucking switch it up for once.
Yep.
Dumb shits.
I agree. I do want to talk about a few matches on the show. The fucking Cruiserweight title match was insane.
Hell of a match.
That was fucking incredible. Buddy Murphy, man. What a fucking wrestler.
Bad human being for being with Alexa Bliss and me not. Hell of a wrestler. I shouldn't say he's a bad human being. It's just I'm bitter.
Say Buddy's kind of a man rocket. Don't lie.
He is a man rocket. I'm pretty sure he's from like Australia too.
Yeah,
so it's
yeah.
like, yeah.
It's like, hey, I'm Australian and I got the butt of a fucking juggernaut.
Oh yeah, you think so, mate? With your stupid, silly podcast, you think Alexa's ever going to go for you? No, Mr. Buddy, she won't.
No, Mr. Buddy.
No, but dude, yeah.
I'm not your buddy, guy. That's my name, asshole.
Crikey.
Excuse me. Sorry. Let me try that again. That's my name, asshole.
Crikey. Yeah, dude, that match was good. I don't want to obviously jump over the match, but I thought it was really cool. Mark Henry came out like 2 after that, and he was like, "Yo, give it up for these like, dude." It's cool that Mark Henry's already a good guy, but those big guys coming out and being like, "Hey, dude, check this shit out because it's it's good."
Kind of
like,
bothers
get off the
me.
Pre-show, put it on the main show.
Yeah, this is what kind of bothers me is that the show ended like 40 minutes early.
Yeah.
And you're telling me you couldn't put the Cruiserweight match on the main show?
Yeah, I don't get it. Like, you do, like, how is that even a pre-show when they had, one match?
Yeah.
Yeah, just put that on the main show.
So we talked about this before. Like, the whole point of a pre-show, at least back in the day, like Sunday Night Heat or, like, whatever was on before, the whole point of a pre-show is to get you to buy the pay-per-view. It's like to get you hyped up for it. And that's why you would always see you would see like the main event guys on Sunday
Night Heat, yeah.
Before the pay-per-view.
Yep.
And it makes a ton of sense because you're like, buy the show. Buy the fucking pay-per-view. This is what's happening. And now, with the network, it's only $9.99, so it's kind of like the pre-show doesn't matter anymore.
No, it really doesn't.
And you have guys like Neville and Pac Neville and Pac, it's the same person. Pac and Austin Aries, who got fucked over in WWE when they were on the pre-show. They didn't put them on the fucking DVD, so they didn't have to pay them royalties for it.
Yeah.
It's bullshit.
Yeah. Yeah, it's stupid. Like you said, it's like they cut. I mean, I was glad that the pay-per-view didn't run actually a full 3 hours or 4 hours or whatever the hell it was.
See, I was,
but
too,
at the same time, it's like I would have been happy. I would be happy as if it's like you cut that kind of the pre-show stuff down, like take the match out, put it on the main show, cut the whole like panel thing down to like fucking 20 minutes instead of like fucking 45 an hour, and then you have like a good because the pace of the show was pretty good. So it's like, yeah, put that on the main show. Then it's like, yeah, I don't mind watching like a good 3 hour pay-per-view when you have matches like that. But like you said, like the pre-show, like, and all the crowd's not really there yet. It's like, dude, those guys deserve to have like a full crowd watching them.
Right.
That's just my opinion.
I agree with you. That's like, for like the 3 hours, like I was like, cool, it's over. But then I was like, but they kind of fucked over the cruiserweights a little bit. Like,
Yeah, they could have given him 5-10 more minutes.
Yeah, they could have fucking just put on the show, or just not had,
Yeah.
or you fucking squashed Ruby Riott. Maybe make that a fucking match.
Yeah.
Those are my only two complaints about this pay-per-view. Are those two things?
Yeah. How dumb? Like, what was the reasoning behind having a squash match and then giving her like the match that should have been on the pay-per-view on Monday Night Raw?
Right.
I don't understand that at all. It's like, okay, so you try to make her look weak, and then I don't know. It just made no sense.
And right before we started this, I watched Wrestle Talk on YouTube. They're pretty spot on with like their news stories and stuff. Like, it's sometimes could be dirt sheety.
Yeah,
but they're pretty fucking. They've been spot on with like what they report, and they reported some stuff about Raw, and we'll talk about it. I want to talk about it when we get to Raw, but let's just stay on Elimination Chamber real quick. I kind of told myself that just because I don't want to jump all over the place.
Okay.
I notice I do that a lot. I'm like, let's just do that.
We both do that, and then like we start talking, and then it just we just keep. It's like
snowball.
We have so much like built up conversation that we don't get through over our text messages during Monday and Tuesday night.
Right.
That when we get to the pod, it just spews out nonstop.
But
we're just passing it, man.
This snowballs. But other than that, other than putting the cruiserweights on the pre-show and squashing Ruby, the pay-per-view was pretty good. And I didn't really care for Strowman Corbin, but the match itself wasn't that bad. I just don't care about this story anymore.
Yeah, I really don't either. And then you had Lashley and McIntyre come out and
no reason that was not
for
explained.
No reason, because then
Raw.
the next night on Raw they were nowhere to be found. And my thing on it too, my big thing about that is that Drew McIntyre needs to not be in any type of tag team stable thing anymore. He just needs to be himself and just do Drew McIntyre things and have just one-on-one matches, which I think we saw maybe start to happen on Raw or whatever. But he's too good. He's got too much of a heel. He can be a good singles heel where it's you got to start building him up. I think he's better than fucking Lashley. I think he's going to be better than Strowman. He's just got more charisma to him. And it's you put him in the shitty stable with fucking Corbin and fucking Bobby Lashley for no reason whatsoever.
Right.
It makes McIntyre would have been in what was the stable a few years ago with Sheamus and Rusev and Del Rio and
the League of Nations?
The League of Nations, yeah. I bet McIntyre would have been in that.
Oh, probably.
Which is just dumb. He's just too good.
I was actually getting ready to ask him, was he a part of that? But no,
I almost thought so for a second. But
no, he wasn't in WWE, I don't think, at the time when that was going on. I think he left already. Or he was part of 3MB still.
Yeah. But yeah, that match, I don't know. I mean, it wasn't bad. It was just kind of all right.
Yeah. I mean, it's just
cool, I guess.
It's to the point now where you just made we just don't care about Braun Strowman. I literally could not give a shit about Braun Strowman right now.
Yeah, and I feel the last year and a half, it's been we've gone through waves of and it's nothing, in my opinion, it's nothing against him. It's just the way they're fucking throwing him on the goddamn show. Because it's when they got him going something good, it's okay, yeah, this is awesome. And then they do something stupid put the money in the bank on him that he doesn't need, and it's why are we supposed to feel for this guy that could just whoop ass any day of the week?
Right.
And he has this thing on him. So yeah, I'm with you. I don't give a shit about him, and that kind of sucks because I think he could actually be all right if. I don't know. It's just they do keep flip-flopping him so much.
I agree with Toph. I didn't at first. I do now. He is Ryback 2.0.
Yeah.
It's a guy which I never cared for Ryback, number one. But looking back, should he maybe have been world champion? Maybe. If he was on SmackDown, maybe. But I don't think he should have been the one to beat Punk or anything like that back in the day.
God, no. He wouldn't be able to carry the show.
No. But Ryback, gotta hand it to him, he was over as fuck at the time. Crowd. I remember I think it was a week or two after Jerry Lawler had a heart attack, and I remember Jim Ross stepped in to like fill in for him, and that was to me one of the last times we heard Jim Ross like actually sound like Jim Ross in terms of like popping and going crazy. And it's when Ryback nailed Punk with this clothesline, and the crowd went ape shit, and Ross like did his like, "My God, that's a clothesline!" Like it just went crazy. Like
yeah,
I want to find it now just to get that audio because, that's my one of my favorite like last Jim Ross like moments. But other than that, so we go to congratulations to Bayley, Sasha Banks on becoming the first ever women's tag team champions.
I mean, are they the first ever though?
Shut up, dude. Nobody remembers.
Yeah. What do you think of that match?
I thought it was good, man. Like, it surprised me. I was scared it was going to be a botch fest, but there were some sequences in there that I was like, God damn, that was good. And Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville proving that they are fucking here to stay and they're future world champions as well.
Yeah, them and I think Riot Squad looked really good.
Yeah, Riot Squad looks good.
I think everybody for the most part looked good. And like you said, I was expecting a lot of botches, but not because they're bad, just because of lack of... I know like half of them had been in the chamber before, but that's still not enough experience to just because you've been in one doesn't mean the next one you're just gonna be like a pro. And then you throw in the factor of like it being tag team, and then they had 10 people in there at once.
Yeah.
And they, like you said, they put together some good sequences and actually did fairly well. I don't think they tried to overdo it. I think that helped. There wasn't like a bunch of high spots or anything that could risk like just botches starting to happen and then you start panicking and all that shit. They kept it clean and smooth and yeah, I mean I liked it. The only two I didn't care for was Tamina and Nia Jax.
Yeah, yeah. But like the Iconics, like they didn't look that great in there, but that was I think their best match they've ever wrestled.
Yeah,
actually,
I agree with that.
On a tag team base, I will say that Peyton Royce had a hell of a match in NXT in that Fatal 4-Way with like Nikki Cross, Asuka, and I forget who the other person was, or maybe it was just a triple threat. But she's had some good matches before. But as a tag team, I think that was their best match.
Yeah,
and I love that pin combination they had on Naomi.
Yeah, that was gnarly.
That was fucking gnarly as fuck.
I wasn't expecting that.
No, not at all.
I was going to say, though, with them, I think they can get away with, like, just because they're, like, the annoying heels. Like, the fact that if they don't put on, like, the greatest match just adds to how annoying they are. And it makes you, like, hate them more. Maybe not hate, like, so much. Like, you hate their wrestling, but you're just like, God damn it, they're annoying. So if they were champions, you'd be like, oh, my God, these heels need to lose ASAP. So, right. But they'll get better. I think they love wrestling too much to not get better.
Right.
They're entertaining.
I think I found the Ryback clothesline moment.
Yeah.
All right, here's the audio. Oh my God, what a clothesline!
My God, what a clothesline!
That was like the last time like we heard like JR like get like into it like that though.
Yeah, then they probably told him to calm it down.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's Sasha and Bayley winning. You know what's crazy is that like Corey Graves even got choked up like talking about it at the pay-per-view, and
he did.
And I think like a lot of people don't understand. Like some fans, like they don't understand. Like they'll make fun of the moment, like oh they're crying, blah blah blah. Or like I saw a couple people like why does it have to be history? I'm like this one is kind of history. This one makes sense to call it history. This is like.
Yeah, it's huge because it's not going to be. It's going to be around. I think for the rest of WWE, it's not going to ever be like taken away. I don't think this type of women's wrestling is here to stay. So like it's not. It's cemented now. Or like obviously when it was like the NWA when they were like the women's champion tag champ thing, and then whatever happened, WWE took it over. Like you could kind of tell back then. They're like, yeah, this is probably gonna not stick. So like, yeah, it's history, and you got to think about Sasha and Bayley and like how hard they've worked for this, and like how much it means to them, and even the other women too.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, yeah, like there's a lot of sentimental value behind it, bud. If you can't see that, then fucking fuck off somewhere.
No doubt.
Might sound too cruel, but like, dude, like, enjoy it.
No shit.
All comes back to just like, dude, just enjoy it, man. Enjoy that cool moment, like,
right.
Because if you have a daughter down the road and you're like, hey, what's this about? And it's like, oh, I can tell you how awesome this was.
Mm-hmm. That's true, and it's just like, you know, we kind of talked about on the podcast last night, and how like we try to stay away from the negativity, at least for the most part. Try to stay away from the negativity that could be like pro wrestling. I know that we'll go on rants every now and then, but it's like everybody. This seems like kind of like the wrestling world on social media is constantly negative, like more negative than positive. And
it's like they're looking for the negatives.
Yeah, and it's like it's just not healthy. Like it's not healthy at all to constantly be negative. Like people don't understand that if you're that negative over something like that's happening in wrestling and it's bothering you that much, it's going to affect your personal life too in some way because you're so angry all the time. Like that's just fucking science. Like, I mean, literally, that's just science. Like, if you're gonna let something affect you that much, it's gonna affect somebody else, like sitting next to you or around you.
Yeah, it's like if you just wake up hating the sun every day, you're just not gonna have a good time any day.
Right. And so, like, if you're listening to this and you see that we're overly positive, that's why. Like, we try to make it, not so negative, and obviously. I'm somebody who kind of battles depression every now and then, so like I just don't want to be negative. How about that? Suck my dick if you don't like it.
And it's like we don't go out of our way to look for negativity stuff. Like if we are negative, it's like we're just kind of critiquing, and then we like at least I think for the most part we always have like something good to try to say. Like people just go out of their way though to look for like negativity.
Right.
Like in that it's like dude, seriously, like you just can't look at it and be like, you know what, that is a cool moment. Maybe it's not my favorite moment, but hey, that's a cool moment for those people.
And it doesn't help that you have these fucking Twitter marks and keyboard warriors who get somewhat notoriety on Twitter and YouTube about like them being negative and stuff, and you're like, you tweet to them, and then they're like, what, pick and choose wisely? And I'm like, obviously I did pick and choose wisely, motherfucker, because you just got us a nice reach. Thank you very much. Not a big deal. I outsmarted you, motherfucker. And you get no response back, so because you know they were like, damn. Like,
yeah, he got me.
Yep, you just got outsmarted. Like, dumbass.
Yeah, it's like, take your negative shit. Get it out of my face.
That's one thing I'll pat us on the shoulders for. We'll admit when we're wrong, but when we outsmart you, I'm gonna gloat about it and I'm gonna laugh my ass off about it.
Yep, we don't give a fuck what you think.
Nope. But if you come at us, we're gonna hit back a little harder.
Yeah, we're not gonna take your shit either.
No, that's what's like the best thing. How many times that's happened to us, like in the past few months, is like somebody will give us shit on like just our take, and that's what JCD was praising us on, was the fact of like what JCD likes about us is that we will listen to your opinion, but we're not going to degrade you as a person. Like we may disagree with you, but we're not going to take personal shots at you. However, people can't differentiate that at all. And when they start getting personal with us, we're like, all right, we'll throw it back to you. And then they're like, why you got to be such a dick? I'm like, well, yeah, fuck you. You came at us first, you dumbass. Like,
yeah, we never like come at anybody. Like we never really like go to anybody's like their profiles or shit like that until they do. And usually for some reason right off the bat they do, so it makes us look like bad guys. But it's like you said, it's like you don't. Sorry if that's really loud. My dog was hungry. I feel like Christian right now. Except he feeds cats like a loser.
Weirdo.
But
probably slapping his
what
cat's
the ass. But yeah, it's like, you know, we'll have a discussion with you. Like, there's plenty of times where like in threads where like people are like, hey, I agree with that, but I'm also like feeling this way. And usually I'm like, hey, I see that point, but like I'm really hoping, you know, blah blah. And it's like you can have a decent debate, but like with wrestling fans, most of them you just get like the ones that are just like, you fucking loser, dude. Like, yeah, you think your opinion because you got some followers and like blah blah blah. And it's like, hey, bud, it's cool if you didn't like it. You just like you can either
relax,
ignore
buddy.
Like you can either ignore it or just give me your opinion. That happened the other day to me. I think I tweeted like I was like, man, I just love the Miz. You know, like I like the Miz. And this guy who follows us like retweeted me and was like, "Are you serious?" And I just go, "Yeah, man, I like the Miz. Like, you don't got to get boo boo over it." I'm like, "Hey, he's been good. He had a great IC run. Like, you know, like that's just, you know, I like him." I was like, "I get if you don't," but I was just like saying I like him, and then he just didn't say anything. I was like, "Yeah, man, like fuck off." Like,
Yeah.
I like the Miz. A lot of people like the Miz. A lot of people have said they want to see him have a world championship run again one more time. Like, I don't like, if you don't like him, that's fine. Just, you don't have to be like, "Are you serious?" It's like, yeah, dude. Like, I don't know if he was expecting me to reply, but I was like, "Nah, yeah, man. Like, you don't got to get boo boo because I like someone you don't."
Right.
Like,
and nice little segue into Miz and McMahon versus the Usos. What a match!
What a swerve!
Yeah, but like, I was not expecting that match to be like that good. Like that was a fucking great match.
I wasn't either. Yeah, it was a really good match, man. Like Shane and Miz are good together. Shane once again does not get the credit he deserves for what he can do in the ring and like selling and stuff, like just storytelling. Like he's good at that.
That's what Kurt Angle I think was saying. I think maybe Edge was saying that on the podcast too. He's like, these guys like actually it was Bubba Dudley. He was saying like, you know, who's this? Like this asshole didn't pay his dues. Like he ain't shit. And then he said Bubba was like watching him against like X-Pac or something. He's like, this guy's actually not that bad. He's like, but then he was still like, who the fuck does this kid think he is?
Right.
And then he did the bump off and Backlash when he fell off the stage.
Oh god!
And that apparently won everybody over backstage. They were like, all right, we respect Shane. Like you respect Shane.
Yeah, he's willing to do anything for the company right now. So
Bubba and Shane apparently traveled together. It was like Bubba, Shane, and Devon. I think were like a travel team.
Oh, really?
Which is weird, right? Like
a little bit.
There's a story time where Bubba said he was traveling with them, and Shane's like, "You want to prank phone call my dad?" And Bubba's like, no, I don't. Like Shane's like, no, fuck it, we're gonna do it. And they called him, and Shane like disguised his voice apparently, and he was like, "I'm with Bubba." He took Bubba's cell phone and did it. And and apparently Vince was like, "Yes, Bubba," because it was like 4 a.m. too.
Yeah.
And apparently like Vince wasn't happy. Then at the next TV, Vince was like, "My son got you, didn't he? Haha, bastard." Like,
oh god, it's good stuff.
That's good. But yeah, what a match. My favorite. I think that match had my favorite tweet of the night. By the way, you tweeted out that there's just a bunch of dorky dads, and then we had some retweet. I was dying at this retweet. Some guy goes, "I'm a dorky dad, so I highly support this team."
I missed that retweet. Yeah, dude. While I was just watching him, it's like Miz has gotten just a little bit out of shape. You can see he's almost starting to get like the.
Katie said, "Kate, I never really realized it." Katie's like, "Miz is getting kind of a dad bod." I'm like,
"Yeah, he's getting a dad bod, dude." I was just like watching him, and then I was just like, they're just like a couple of like amped up dads, like. In like their Sunday volleyball league, like still ready to go hard and like win it all, and like it's just fun to watch, like because that's what they like. They're kind of goofy and like they do that, but like when they're ready to go, like in that ring, they can go. And
for sure.
You know, maybe obviously Shane, you know, isn't the old Shane, but he's gonna give you. They're both gonna give you everything they got in that match. They're not gonna sell you short on anything. They're gonna try and at least deliver with some passion, and that's really all. It's really all you want, you know. I'd rather have that and fail than them people go out there and look like they don't even care and whatever. But yeah, they're just a couple of dorky dads that go out there and do crazy stunts for some goddamn reason, and you know, yeah, it's good. It's entertaining. I'm kind of sad they lost the titles, but who knows what happens?
Yeah, well, when we get to SmackDown, we'll hit on that a little more. So let's go to Finn Balor versus Bobby Lashley, Leo Rush. That was another solid, fun match. Like,
yeah, it wasn't anything like overly spectacular, but it also wasn't like, you know, like a mediocre match or anything.
It was good storytelling, and like I know you disagree with me, but Bobby Lashley has totally grown on me. in the past couple months, and I think it's kind of thanks to Lio Rush, and honestly, thanks to Balor. Like,
yeah, I can agree with that. Like, I'll agree with that. Lio Rush, which I said before, is like makes him more entertaining. And obviously, I think Balor. I'm not going to give any credit to Bobby Lashley himself because I think I still just think he's stale, man. Like, I see it, but I don't see it.
I like him, man.
You know, that's just like your opinion, man.
It's just like your opinion, man.
To quote the great Big Lebowski.
It's so funny. Katie came home the other night, and she was wearing like boots. Like, she just got back from like her like silks class that she teaches or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But it was snowing outside, so instead of wearing her tennis shoes, she put back on like boots, and she's wearing like this long like jacket, but with like leggings and like little tight shorts over the leggings and like a t-shirt. I'm just like, you look like a female version of the dude right now. Like,
was she go to like the fucking Call on Me music video?
Shit, dude, she legit, like, you know, like how Lebowski wears like that long, like, it's not like a jacket, it's kind of like a cardigan.
Yeah,
that's
like
what
cardigan robe thing.
Yeah, she looked like she had something on like that with the same design that was on the dude. I'm like, you look like the female version of the dude right now. Like,
that's
and
awesome.
she legit just goes, well, "That's just like your opinion, man." I'm like, "Oh, that's awesome!" Like, what a
great, yeah.
She never gets any pop culture reference, but she got that one.
She's getting better at the pop culture stuff.
Well, yeah, because we just berate her if she doesn't.
Yeah.
Yep.
But were you expecting the title change to Finn?
Not at all.
I wasn't either, man. I was expecting it to happen at like Mania.
Yep. So was I. Not expecting that at all.
So does that feud continue to Mania?
I'm kind of want to say yes, only because we still haven't really seen Lashley versus Finn one-on-one.
Okay. All right. If you have more to say, keep going, because something just went off in my little dome.
But I would love to see a triple threat.
Okay.
With Leo,
that works too.
Lashley, and Finn. Or, I mean, if you really have to do it this way, I think Finn's better than this, but a ladder match. But I'd rather have the ladder match on the United States title at this point.
Yeah, so would I. They've done a fucking ladder match for the IC title the last, like, 3 years, I feel like.
Except for last year.
What was last year?
Triple threat. Miz, Rollins, Balor.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Probably the best match of the night, aside from maybe Charlotte, Asuka.
Yeah, that was good. So I was thinking, obviously, I was kind of agreeing with what you say, that they haven't really faced one-on-one. I think if that's the way you're going to go, you need to build up an angry Lashley just going all out on Finn.
Mm-hmm.
Not make Finn look like weak or anything, but build up to Finn's going to need to bring out the demon at Mania to beat Lashley.
Mm-hmm. And I think you almost get to the point where Lashley turns on Leo, too, and, like, destroys Lio Rush.
Yeah.
Like, almost close to murdering Lio Rush.
Yeah, which apparently people want to do backstage. I don't know much about that, though. But,
really?
Yeah, he's got some backstage heat, apparently.
Damn it, I like Leo.
So do I. It's probably not. It's probably just because he's, like, the small guy. Like, it's like your typical, like, small guy that's even in, like, your friend group. You're just like, shut the fuck up, Donnie.
He's
like,
had some heat before this, though, too. Like, on the indies, he's had kind of a not too good of a rap. So.
If it's just because he's kind of, like, a little bit of selfish and arrogant and, like, blah blah blah. It's like, you know what, man? Like, that was the way of the Attitude Era. Like, you had to be a little selfish, you had to be a little arrogant. Like, that's how you got yourself over and you brought some competition. I get it's different now, and you can still be friends. Like Rock and Austin, maybe they weren't best friends, but they were still friends. It's just they were like, hey, fuck you, jackass. I'm going to be better than you tonight. Yeah. It's like, no, fuck you. I'm the most electrifying motherfucker.
Everything I said in that ring, I swear.
Yeah, you redneck piece of shit. Like, I'm better than you.
That was more Shawn than it was Austin.
Yeah, I don't know what that was. That was a Shawn Cold, Steve Michaels.
There we go. That's a little better. Price check on jackass. There we go. Got back.
Offsides.
I'm just a sexy boy. Sexy boy.
I'm just a sexy Kurt.
I'll make your ankle hurt.
What a jam. But the fuck was I even saying before that just all happened?
I don't know.
Oh, Leo Rush backstage heat. But yeah, I think it'd be cool to have a triple threat too in there. Add a little bit of a, and that would even add more to like the Demon thing because he's still having to worry about two people. He's got to worry about a Bobby Lashley beating the shit out of him.
Mm-hmm.
And I just really want to see the Demon at Mania.
Right, same here. And
like it's been too long.
Speaking of that Shawn Michaels theme song, real quick, that video of Becky, talking about Shawn just reading up, just basically saying the lyrics. I think that would be like if that was in a movie or a TV show of like why a girl explaining why she likes somebody so much, and she starts saying that, and then it would be fucking hilarious. Like they say like all those things, and then some guy next to it is just like, it's the theme song of Shawn Michaels, right?
And she's just like, what?
Yeah, she's like, I don't know what she's talking about. Like,
oh god, yeah, you sent it to me, and I legit was like, I didn't think I could be more in love with Becky Lynch. You're
right.
Like, I know. I thought the same thing. Did you see that? Oh, you did see it, because I almost sent you the tweet. It's like another redhead, like dressed up kind of hot and sexy, and it's like...
I sent you that.
It was... No, you retweeted it. You retweeted it, and it said, swear to God, I thought this was... Like, the caption of the thing was like, swear to God, I thought this was Becky Lynch.
Yeah. Dude, yeah. I thought it was too. I was like, holy shit.
So did I, and I was like, "Oh my god!" Like I'm gonna have to go to a show and kidnap her.
Dude, I love how we both had the same reaction to that Brandy Rose.
Yeah. Fuck you, Brandy.
Yeah, fuck you, Brandy, for being so good-looking, Brandy.
God, seriously, I hate it. I'm just Brandy. Like, yeah. God damn it, Brandy.
All right, and let's go to. Let's go to Becky, Charlotte, Ronda. Becky, I mean, just murdering people.
Yeah, that was
Kill Bill.
I liked it a lot.
Yeah, I think everybody did, and
I liked it a lot.
She may have got connected with Ronda's head, and yeah, it was an unfortunate accident. And people were like, "Why is Becky not getting hated on social media?" Well, considering that she's never really hurt anybody else in her career, that's why. Like,
yeah, and it's like, okay, for the most part, people get fucking hit when like they're doing things like that. Usually, the person like somehow takes like a bad bump, like a scar, like on the arm or a cut or something. It's like she just happened to get her in the dome a little bit. And like to your what you're saying, it's like how she's never really hurt anybody before. It's like, okay, here's the difference. She hurt someone in a spot that rarely kind of gets used. She doesn't hurt people just wrestling like a normal fucking wrestler.
Right.
Like fucking Miss Nia Jax. So,
right.
like, it's not because we all love Becky. It's like the same when people are like, nobody ever says anything about Finn. It's like, because Finn's a really fucking good wrestler.
Dude, you know what makes me mad about Nia Jax that I've noticed? When wrestlers do Hurricane Ranas on her, she doesn't let them roll down her. She, like, lets go of them.
Yeah. Like, she's dumb.
That's like a basic like wrestling 101 move. Like a Hurricane Rana is something like you learn like instantly because it's such an easy, cool move to do. Like you literally just jump up, wrap your legs around them, and the other wrestler will do the work for you because they're swinging your body down, and as they're swinging you down, they're holding onto your thighs basically to let you go down to where you're gonna land on your stomach, and like kind of throw your knees down. Nia doesn't let the wrestlers do that. Nia grabs them and literally looks like she throws them down.
Dude, it's like what she did to it's like at I think it was
Sasha?
Maybe was it Rumble on Sasha or something, or was it like a Raw?
It was a Raw.
Do you remember? It was like it was not too long
outside.
ago. Yeah, and it was like, what in the... At first I was like, maybe that's what they wanted, and then I was like, no, and then I think you tweeted it, and I was like, okay, good. I'm glad you kind of saw that too, because I was like, that did not look right. She just like threw her.
No, it's not.
It's like
And
you're not supposed to throw her.
And it seems like Nia is pretty well liked backstage, like in terms of like as a person. And again, we're not degrading her as a human being. We're degrading her as a fucking worker. And her working is bad and it's dangerous. Like,
yeah. And honestly, for her, like, it shouldn't be that dangerous because of how with how big she is. It should be. No, I'm not meaning that as an insult. Yet people out there might get upset, but like her work should be very simple and very. It should be rough but simple. You know, you get what I'm saying? Like how the Big Show and them work. Like, it's simple. Like, you go out there, you're the big person, you just fucking bam, bam, slam.
Were you with
me? You do it safely.
Were you with me at a bar when I was going off on Nia and some guy was like sticking up for it, and he's like, "Oh, what do you know?" And I'm like, "Well, considering the fact that I trained in wrestling, was almost paralyzed, you know, I know how to do these basic moves. I'm like, I don't know, might know a little bit." And the guy was like, "Oh, all right, yeah, good night to you, sir." And I'm like, "Yeah, fuck off." Like,
I'm just gonna quit being a mark. No, I probably wasn't with you because I haven't left my fucking house in 3 months.
This was a while ago. This was around like Survivor Series. It was around the Becky botch.
No, because I was still kind of sick. I was sick around then too.
Yeah. But yeah, it was just funny because I was just like, he was like, "What the fuck do you know? You're just a fan." I'm like, "Oh, you know, I did a little bit of training here and there for a little bit. I was almost paralyzed, but whatever." And the guy's like, and he just looked at me. He's like, "Oh, okay. Oh, sorry, sir." And I'm like, "Yeah, fuck off." Like,
and even if you had never trained in wrestling, it's like, I don't know, I've been watching this for a couple decades and I've seen the moves 1,000 times and how they should be done, and that's not how it should be done.
Right.
It's basically similar to like if it was just like, hey, that player, if we were like, that player has a horrible slap shot, they're like, how do you know? And it's like, well, because I've seen form on a slap shot, and that's not how it's supposed to fucking be done. Like, doesn't matter if I played in the pros or not. You see it enough, you know how fucking good it is.
Mm-hmm.
You watch Eddie Guerrero do a fucking Hurricanrana, you know how a Hurricanrana should be fucking done.
Right.
Dumb marks. Get your ass out of here. Get the F out.
Get the fuck out of here, mate.
Want one of those T-shirts.
And lastly, for Elimination Chamber, the Elimination Chamber match, which honestly, I still think the first Chamber match might be my favorite Chamber. Just with Shawn winning, just that whole story was just awesome.
Oh, God,
and knowing that Triple H was wrestling the whole time injured off of the 5-star frog splash from Van Dam in that match.
Yeah.
Like, Triple H, like, could have died in that match. Like,
yeah, he's a tough son of a bitch.
Yeah, like, he was, like, could barely breathe. I forget, Van Dam's knee came across his throat, I think it was, and it punctured something.
Yeah, I think it, like, fucked up his, what is that, like a trachea or some shit like that?
And, like, he wrestled the rest of the match and was in the hospital for, like, the next, like, 3 days. And then he came back to TV the next week.
Yep. He is the game.
Mm-hmm. But,
yeah, that one's definitely my favorite, I think, because of the Shawn factor. I didn't expect Shawn to win.
I was expecting Shawn to win that one.
Well, that's because you're a fucking mark.
I am a mark. But that pop...
You probably wrote the dirt sheet. Okay, go ahead.
That's one of my favorite pops ever.
Oh, yeah.
The fucking, like, the speakers were cracking.
Yeah,
when
it was so loud.
Shawn wins, yeah.
I think I didn't expect him to win because his hairstyle threw me off. I was like, you can't win with that hairstyle. It kind of had, like, the mom bob going. And I was like, no way, man. Come on.
What I thought was funny is that fucking his trunks weren't finished in time.
Yeah, that's right.
Because people were like, why are you wearing, like, half trunks? He's like, well, they were supposed to be done on Friday, and they weren't. And I had to leave. But this Chamber
match... That's showbiz, baby.
But that's showbiz, baby. Hey, that's showbiz. Praise the Lord Jesus Christ. This Chamber, I think, is a close second, though. And that's thanks to Kofi. Kofi and Daniel Bryan. Like,
yeah.
And once again, man, Daniel Bryan he's making stars. Like I don't think people are giving Bryan enough credit for what he's done lately with Mustafa Ali, fucking Rowan being relevant again. Kofi now is like, people want him to be a world champion. Like, Bryan is literally making these wrestlers like somebody. Like,
yeah,
and I'm not saying that they weren't somebody already, but he's taken them to another level with him.
Well, because we haven't had that, like, heel you hate in a while that can help get a baby face over.
Right.
You know, it's like nothing against... We're not saying other guys don't care about getting other people over, but, like, we haven't had that heel where a baby face has someone to actually work with. Like, I hate vegans. I would say I hate them, but, like, I don't... The kind that he's being, I fucking really hate.
I fucking really hate, man. It's what I'm
knows. Where they're like, fuck you for eating a burger. Like, man, fuck you. I'm going to eat this burger like a regular person. You know, like so you hate him.
Just eating it and just staring at Brian.
Yeah, exactly. That's why it's so good, because it's like you want to see him get like, you want to see people get under his skin and like you know, overcome him. It's like, yeah, you're 100% right. You might have trouble convincing our good pal Steve Bowman different, because he hates Daniel Bryan with a passion.
Really?
Oh my god, dude! He's just like, that stupid little guy walks out with his wood belt and his fucking talk about plants and shit all the time and the earth. Like, get out of here!
Did he
man.
say? Did he say wooden belt?
Yeah,
it's a hemp belt, Steve, and you should like that.
Yeah, Bowman doesn't. Bowman, but we know how passionate Bowman is. But yeah, man, you're 100%.
Bowman's kind of like the Twitter marksy.
He is, but it's entertaining because he just gets so like.
He does.
He won't
oh no!
He won't like necessarily come at you or like degrade you. He'll just be like, "No,
oh, that's
man.
not true.
Like,
that's not true.
Okay,
that's
maybe,
not fucking true."
Maybe he comes at your ass a little bit. But
dude, he comes at me all the time. Like, why? I have a difference of, especially over like superhero movies. He comes at me. I'm like, I just have a difference of opinion than you, man. Jesus, sorry, Logan's not my favorite superhero movie, Steve.
He's just so passionate.
Sorry, I like The Dark Knight better, Steve.
He just gets so... He's just like... He's like a kid that doesn't understand. Like, he just keeps asking why. You know, where he's just like, why? Like, why? Why do you not think like this? Why?
Right.
I don't get why. It's like...
Dude, there was like... He'll text me every now and then and be like, why don't they just fucking lay in the middle of the ring for the Rumble? And I'm just like... Because they get fucking hurt, man. You're not giving any other wrestlers room. They have to roll to the side of the ring. It's all about cardio. He's like, no, that's just dumb. I go, Steve, you go take 3 bumps in the ring and let's see what you do.
What's sad, Bowman could, even though he smokes 37 cigarettes a day.
Yeah, no shit.
Oh, man. But anyway,
hey, Todd, take this. You'll be right next to me by the star. Fuck you, Bowman.
Back to your point, though. You're very right that I don't think Mustafa Ali would be as over he is now with if it wasn't for like Daniel Bryan, like you said.
Yeah, no.
And so he's doing some good and annoying me at the same time.
Mm-hmm. And I have to give that audience some props in that match, man. They were fucking into it. And those reactions are some of the best reactions I think I've ever seen in a wrestling match, honestly. I normally hate when like they cut away to the crowd during a match, but I was loving it in this match. Like, absolutely loving it in this match. And then when Bryan wins at the end, how silent the crowd gets. It just
it sucked the life out of you. It sucked the life out of me here.
They weren't angry. They were just sad. Like, they just looked sad. It wasn't like when The Undertaker lost, people were fucking angry and just confused. When Kofi lost, you're just like, oh.
Yeah, you were just like, what?
Yeah.
No. It was like...
You're like, but you were so close.
It was like watching...
Rocky?
Yeah. Or like watch, like I think I tweeted, it's like watching Game 7 of your favorite team in overtime, and it's like that puck just trickles in and like on a shot after you just had the puck in their zone for 5 minutes, and you're just like, no.
What sports movie is it where they make it and then they lose at the very end? Is it Coach Carter?
It happens in the movie Little Big League. I don't know if you remember that. It really does. It's a baseball movie about the kid that takes over as a manager for the Twins, and that's probably not what you're thinking of, but that's what I'm thinking of. I don't know. Which one do they? Man,
I'm drawing a blank, but I just remember that there's a movie, I think there's a sports movie where like they make it all the way to the end and they lose, but the whole movie's about keep your head up, man. You can't make it this far. You could do anything. You should be proud of that. You made it.
Luck of the Irish?
I don't remember. Anyway.
But you're right, though. That is kind of that is exactly what
it's the Russian version of Miracle. That's what it is.
They still don't believe they lost.
No, not at all. We're still undefeated.
It was, dude, they legit, like, some of the Russians have said, they're like, no, the USA didn't beat us. We kind of beat ourselves. We didn't.
Yeah, I know.
We weren't prepared. It's like, no, you lost to us, you sons of bitches.
Yeah.
damn it.
Jackass.
But yeah, dude, it was just like, it was so deflating. It's like the best word I think to use, is you were just like, oh my God, no. Because I have not been that invested in a match in a long time.
Right.
And like, I remember I was sitting there and like, I remember I was laying on my back and I think Kofi pinned. Who did Kofi pin last to make it come down to him and Daniel?
Orton.
That's right, Orton. I was laying there and I was like, oh my God, no. And then like he pinned him and I legit like sprung up like onto my knees and like was like, yes, let's go. Like I just got so lost in the fucking moment. Like I didn't even think twice about,
Kofi pinned Orton's revenge from 9 years ago.
Yeah, exactly. It was just like, God, dude, like that's what, and we tweeted about it, and we could go on for hours about how you want to feel with wrestling, but dude, like I fell in love with wrestling all over again after that match.
Right. Kofi, that whole match was like the main reason why we love professional wrestling so much. It was the reason,
dude.
It brings you out of that element for like a split second. You forget that wrestling's fake for like that split second, and you forget that this is scripted and all this other shit. You forget it's a TV show, and that's what's so good about some movies and TV shows that we love. Like, they make you forget that you're watching a TV show or a movie because you get so invested in it. And
yeah, man.
Kofi, like, not to sound corny or cheesy, but Kofi totally won our hearts over that night. Like, for sure. Like,
yeah. And he's had it for, he's always had our hearts for a while. It's like, everybody's loved Kofi, but it was like, man, just that, all the sentimental stuff that went into it, how long he's been around and how hard he's worked and how he got screwed out of the one chamber match when Edge took his spot, which Edge said on his podcast. He's like, I felt so bad taking his spot. And then he goes, but I mean, are you not going to fucking take the spot to make history?
Yeah.
But he was like, everybody was kind of like, damn, they felt like everybody's felt for Kofi, and he's just kept working. And it's like, you're just watching that guy and you're like, get that chance. And you're just,
wrestling fans are going to be pissy, and they might get pissed when I say this. But at Fastlane, we're getting Bryan versus Kofi for the title. That, to me, that means we ain't seeing Kofi versus Bryan at Mania. As much as I want it to happen, I just don't see it happening anymore.
No, unless an audible gets called, which rarely happens. Right. But I think it'll depend on the match and the crowd reaction. That could maybe change something. But I agree with you.
I fully expect Bryan to retain the title going in the Mania. And however, I honestly think Kofi might be a world champion by the end of the year. And maybe a fucking Money in the Bank winner.
Yeah, I don't know, because I know we were predicting like, Big E could win the Money in the Bank. He could kind of spread his wings and fly on his own.
But I can just see Kofi, man. I can see Kofi really becoming a world champion this year.
Yeah, so could I. Yes, it'd be like the coolest fucking thing in the world if they do it at Mania. And in my opinion, honestly, I think they should, because you have something right now, fresh, new, right under your nose that
imagine
like,
the pop.
Oh man, yeah, like you want WrestleMania moments, you want something huge, like this is something you run with. But we all know probably won't happen. But it could happen after. Like I said, it's planting seeds. Also, you got to think about that. There's plenty of Kofi Kingston's not going anywhere anytime soon.
The rumor for Bryan's opponent now changed this past week, and I like it a lot, but I want Kofi in the fucking match.
Is it KO?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard that. I was even thinking that too.
I'm totally okay with that, because we're going to get a face Kevin Owens that we haven't seen. So
yeah, and I don't know who said it. Maybe it was Bubba Ray, but he was like, Kevin Owens would be. I don't think it was Bubba Ray. Maybe it was Bowman. Well, I don't know. No, it was somebody. It was somebody cooler than Bowman. That basically was like, with Kevin Owens, you kind of get like your common man.
Yeah.
With like, and Daniel Bryan, he's the vegan guy and the big earth guy, where like Kevin Owens is like, I occasionally might throw a piece of trash out my car window, and I'm gonna eat this $4 cheeseburger, and
I'm gonna throw a gutter ball.
Yeah, I'm gonna throw a gutter ball. He's kind of like the common guy that you can relate to, where he's like,
I need bumpers.
He's gonna walk into the ring while Daniel Bryan's cutting a promo, and he's gonna have like a greasy, sloppy cheeseburger just running down his face, and it's like, and people are gonna get behind that. So I'm with both stories, but kind of like you said, it's like I really want that Kofi moment, man. Like, what? Like, we got the Rollins match with I forget his name because he's always never around.
Lesnar.
Well, yeah, with Bork. Which is going to be a huge match. You got the Ronda match, which is going to be huge. And it was kind of like, man, what else could they fill the card with? And it's like, if you get that Kofi match, dude, like that match might be the best match to watch over those two matches.
Yep.
Which, like, who would think that?
Dude, I just hope the way this Mania is shaping up to be, we're in store, I think, for some big pops. And what sucks, though, is that it's outside of New York, and it's been cold as fuck lately.
I was just talking to Bowman about that.
And, like, the last time they were in New York, it was kind of cold, and the crowd was kind of like, yay, WrestleMania, but I'm freezing my ass off right now.
Yeah.
And they had to sit out there for, like, 5 hours. Like, 6 hours, actually. WrestleMania is, like, 6 hours long.
Yeah. I was talking to Steve about that. I was like, is MetLife retractable? No. It's not. I know for a fact it's not, but I was like, maybe it is. I don't know. Because I'm like, dude, it could. Sometimes it snows here in April.
Right.
Like, it could easily snow there. And it's like, what's Vince going to do? Be like, well, send him out there. And then people are slipping around. And he's all up pissed off. And it's like, well, you're doing an open stadium in early April in New York.
It is 51 degrees there right now. So,
yeah, anything can happen. But,
yeah. But,
I don't know. I'm with you, though. The amount of pops that could happen, oh, man.
We're in store for a few.
Dude, I think so. Like, especially I'm excited about Mania.
If that crowd doesn't lose their mind for Rollins, he's going to win the title. He has to.
He's got to.
He has to.
He has. But see, this is what I like. Like, the way you're saying he has to is like us being like, there's no, like, we kind of believe that it could not happen.
Yeah. Like,
so it's like,
I just don't trust Vince right now. I don't.
Yeah,
trust
it's
him.
like I don't either. But which is like I like. That's why I'm kind of trying to stay off the old internet. Like I'm going with it, man. 'Cause it's just like I don't want to know. It's like I like this feeling of just being like he has to, right? Like, come on, guys, like this has to happen. And then I'm watching the match, so I'm gonna be like, it's not gonna happen, and then it happens, and then I pop like a goddamn mark, and that's what I want. I want to be a mark on Mania, Markamania.
Dude,
that's me.
If the plan is true for the way that Rollins could potentially win the title at Mania, I'm all for it, baby. All for it.
So, just give him it. Give it back. Give it back to us, and then you can have Bobby Lashley fight Brock Lesnar or something.
You know what it is. You know what I told you, right? The plan.
No, I don't think so. No, I think I told you to fuck off.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure you're like, do you want to know the plan? I'm pretty sure I said fuck off. Get out of here, you loser.
Fuck off, mate.
Yeah, fuck off, buddy.
I'm not your
buddy, guy.
That's my fucking name.
It's my fucking name, mate, you kangaroo jack.
Kangaroo fuck Hugh Jackman look like motherfucker.
You kangafuckaroo.
Yeah, Nick Aldis, you Hugh Jackman sounding looking motherfucker. Fuck you.
Oh, man.
All right, let's go to Raw. We spent a while on Elimination Chamber. Let's go to Raw.
It is.
And Raw's going to be a quick. Because Raw, if you're very careful, it was basically like being in a library. You could read a book.
Yeah.
So quiet.
Yeah. Are we supposed to react to the matches?
I don't know. Maybe the announcers should have been like golf announcers like this and been like, oh, look, here comes Ricochet. And there's he did the springboard move where he lands like a superhero landing.
Very nice approach.
Here comes
he should lead him into a very good move coming up.
Yep. Yep. Here's a flip. Yep. Up. Yep. Bobby Lashley's big. Yep. Just took a drop kick from Finn. And there's the 1, 2, 3. It's in the hole. Okay. Yeah. They win the match.
Okay. All right.
But no, like, goddamn, like. we were making fun of people on Twitter for like bitching about the crowd just because, yeah, we get it. The crowd's dead. Move on. It was an hour and a half into the show, and that's all you were seeing on Twitter was like this fucking crowd.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it was dead from the get go, and like,
yeah, it was.
When people aren't getting hype behind a hype Triple H promo, and some people were, it's like, all right, this crowd obviously, like, I don't know, maybe there's something in the water down there tonight, but
New Orleans was better the next night. They were popping.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they were. But it's just like, okay, you could tell from the get go it was going to be like a rough show, and it's like, I don't know. Like, how do you blame? Like, I mean, what made me mad is people are like, I mean, after a pay per view like that, you're going to put a show in this place, and it's like, okay, honestly, do you know how many people bitch about pay per views every time we have one, and how much they suck? Like, you can't they're never happy,
and they go to Lafayette a lot. So it's not like they've never been here to like this like, arena. Like people are like, why did they come here? But like I've been to Lafayette before, and that's when I was like fucking reined in with shout out Kristen, who's at Wildcat, training at Wildcat Sports right now, becoming a wrestler.
Nice.
Yeah, but we got reined in because I was visiting her, and like, that's a small fucking town. Like, it's legit, like, 3 streets. Like, it's small, man.
Yeah.
Like, you're not going to expect, like, a big hype crowd. I kind of understand why go there after a pay-per-view, but sometimes, like, where you go to the pay-per-view, like, you don't have a choice. Like, that's the closest,
really
like, next arena. Like,
yeah.
And, like, I know they're like, well, why don't you just go to the Smoothie Center, like, in New Orleans? I'm like, well, SmackDown got that the next night. You're not going to do a double show. Like,
right.
That takes away from, like, the special of, like, going there for 4 nights in a row for, like, an NXT show and, like, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Unless it's, like, Chicago, then, yeah, maybe go back-to-back, but, like, yeah, it's not Chicago. Like,
right. It's just not going to happen.
Right. And, yeah, the crowd was dead. You knew the crowd... When I was like, I did that when Ricochet did the springboard, like, superhero landing, and the crowd did not react. And I was like, oh, like, how are you not reacting? Like,
I did the same thing, too. I was like, even if, like, I'd never watched anything, I'd be like, if I hadn't watched NXT, I'd be like, oh, wow, what was that?
Dude, and
that was cool.
These fucking marks, man. And on Twitter, they're like, well, this is what happens when you debut wrestlers. People just don't watch NXT, man. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. They're not even popping for Triple H. Like, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, they were popping for Triple H. I was popping for Triple H. Hell, I put a fucking tweet out that I was ready to run through a brick wall because he was just talking about stuff.
They didn't pop for, like, Braun. They didn't pop for fucking Finn. They didn't pop for Ronda. Like, these are mainstays here on Raw, and they're not reacting to anybody. So how the fuck can you people actually say that, like, this is why NXT's not as big as people think it is? Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, and you can't take a sample size of 15,000 people compared to the fucking global brand it is and be like, see, nobody watches NXT. It's like, get the fuck out of here.
Oh,
like,
shit.
That's one crowd that decided to shit the bed. And kind of like, you kind of tweeted, we were even talking, like, yeah, the crowd sucked, but, like, that didn't mean the matches were bad.
Right.
And, like, I do get where it's like, yeah, but wouldn't you want them to debut in, like, a town where they're going to get that huge reception? It's like, okay, honestly, though, like, they get huge receptions wherever they are. It's like, look at the takeovers. Look at the, I know the NXT shows is a smaller sample size of a crowd, but, like, look at the takeovers, man. It's like you get people from all over, and they get big reactions. It was a shitty.
It was weird. It was a weird way to debut those 4 guys, especially how big those 4 guys are too.
Right. I'm the guy that I'm also like, I wish they wouldn't tweet out that they're gonna be debuting. I get why,
dude. Okay,
I do, but I'm on both sides. But I'm the guy that's like, man, I kind of want to be watching to be like, oh,
I agree. I hate when they spoil their own show. I hate that. I get it because you're like, you want to tune in. I haven't. Have you looked at the Raw ratings at all? I'm wondering if they were up.
Yeah, if they were, I get it. If they weren't up by a lot, though, it's like. But here's my thing: it's like if they don't tweet out that they're debuting, and then people are like, I'm kind of flipping in and out of Raw this week, and they miss. like a Ricochet on Raw.
Look at this shit. Oh, so nobody watches. So here you go. This is why they spoil their own show, Jim. And people in these fucking marks on Twitter want to say that nobody watches NXT. Raw had the highest ratings since September 3rd of 2018.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Those NXT guys got you to tune in, whether people want to admit it or not. They tuned in for those NXT guys.
Yeah. Which it works. See, now it's like you got to think deeper, because it's like what I was going to say is, like, if they don't tell you that they're going to be on TV and then, like, you miss out on it, you're going to want to tune in next week because you're like, what's going on? But if they don't plan on continuing them on the shows, which I don't think they're going to, maybe. I don't see it happening going into Mania. But if they're not going to continue them on the week, then, like, the following week, then yes, I could see promoting them for, like, that one-time thing. Mm-hmm. But still, it's like I just want that element of surprise where you're just like I'm sitting there, and then all of a sudden I hear Ricochet's music.
I was just about to say, how awesome would it have been if Finn's getting beat up and they don't announce anything, and all of a sudden you hear one and only, and Ricochet comes running out. You're like, holy shit.
Dude, I popped when I heard his music fucking Monday anyway. When he came out, like, I knew he was coming out. I popped still. I was like, oh fuck yeah, I love this. This sounds awesome.
Yeah, like, it's crazy.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, that would explain why the ratings are up. Those guys are fucking awesome. So people are like, nobody watches NXT. Like, shut up. You're the same people that probably, like, 2 months ago were like, NXT's the best thing they got.
Right. And then, like, man, I don't know.
You're right over there?
Yeah, no, I'm just reading. I'm just reading into this.
Oh, okay. I was like, am I losing you?
No, I was reading about the ratings and how the first hour broke 3 million for the first time since last August, which was after Mania. Or not Mania, SummerSlam. And that was after, like, the big, like, everything that happened at SummerSlam.
Here's my thing. When are we going to have the big Vince guys versus Triple H guys battle?
Right. Yeah. That should be now. But here's the thing I was going to bring up that I brought up earlier, because that's what I was trying to think about. I was like, I had something. What was it? It slipped my mind. It came back to me. So earlier, I said that I was watching Wrestle Talk, and there was some, like, news regarding Raw this past week. Vince wanted a big shakeup this past week because he said Raw is stale, apparently, backstage. And he said Vince apparently firmly believes that none of these guys on the roster are, like, going to be superstars aside from, like, a few. And I think he can easily pinpoint which few he's talking about. I don't think that's that hard, because I actually think he's right on that.
Yeah.
So that's why they said bring up the NXT guys. Here's the thing that's kind of fucky, and this is what was reported on. Triple H and Vince got into it backstage, apparently, because Triple H was unaware of the NXT call-ups.
Yeah, I heard that.
That's kind of fucked up, man.
It is.
Because Triple H is like, you're fucking up years worth of little tiny storytelling stuff that I'm doing on NXT. Like, it's going to ruin my show. Yeah.
I agree with him, man, because, like, honestly, if I was thinking, they bring him up, they put him in spots where, like, you'd have Finn Balor versus Ricochet, like, plant seeds. Mm-hmm. I feel like that's how Triple H would want to do it. Like, plant seeds for the future, not, like, have to, like, have them be all buddy. It's like, plant some future seeds. Like, I was almost hoping Ciampa would have been in, like, a singles match against I don't know. I can't think of anyone right now, but, like, just something, like, plant seeds for the future. And I think that's probably why Triple H was made. It's probably like Vince is probably like, oh, we're gonna bring them up and they're gonna I don't know. I just book it, you write it. It's
right.
Like, what? No, get the fuck out of here. Those are my guys. Don't try to steal my fucking good luck charms that I got going on right now, Vinnie Mac. Dumb son of a bitch. You're stale.
Yeah. Other than, goddamn, man. Like, it just kind of, like, blows my mind. How are you not going to inform Triple H, like, hey, we're using your guys? Like,
yeah, we're using your top guys.
Like, the 4 top guys, aside from Velveteen Dream and Adam Cole. Like,
right.
Like, Jesus.
How do you not communicate? I saw that. It's like, how do you not communicate with him? I think he's jealous, clearly.
Yeah.
Jealous. Is there anything else good on Raw?
That's what I was just going to say. Aside, that tag team match with Balor and Ricochet versus Lashley and Rush was fucking awesome.
Yeah, that was cool.
It sucks that the crowd was kind of dead during it. The crowd did pop at the end, though. Like, during that last sequence, the crowd did pop at that last sequence. And that's what a good wrestling match does, man. You can bring up a dead crowd easily if your match is, like, fucking amazing, and it was.
Yeah.
I don't... God damn, man. This is, like, driving me nuts, because DIY versus Revival was decent. And then it was, like, after that match, though, nothing mattered.
No.
Nothing mattered on Raw after that. Like, and that's what kind of drove me nuts. And Aleister Black against Elias, like, man, it sucks. I hate saying this, but it's kind of like, man, I'm kind of like don't care about Elias anymore. Like,
yeah, well, they haven't done anything with him. It's
right.
like
He's been doing the same shit for the past year now. It's
yeah,
like,
and I think I said it last week on the podcast. I'm like, I think it's going to get to a point where it's like almost it's too little, too late when it comes to Elias. Like, people are going to be maybe over the whole song gimmick thing every week, and
well, it's like like Strowman. It's the same thing
exactly.
over and over.
Yeah, it's like you didn't capitalize when it was big, when like that's what you're supposed to do.
Right. It's like, did Vince forget how to book wrestlers? Like, you go back to like John Cena when he was getting over. They pushed him in a new direction, and they kind of evolved his character a little bit.
Yeah.
Elias's character hasn't evolved. It went backwards.
Yeah, and his storylines haven't evolved.
Right.
He's just been the same thing.
When his character started to evolve, they turned him back into a heel?
Yeah, that made a lot of sense.
That makes no sense.
Yeah, for Jeff Jarrett for 2 weeks? Like, what?
And then Ronda versus Ruby gets like the match we should have had at Elimination Chamber. Oh, and I'm going to shout out to this fucking Mark that tweeted at us on Monday Next. This pissed me. This actually like got under my skin. I'm like, you little fucking turd. Like fuck you. Go fuck yourself. Like, I said, maybe this match should have happened last night instead of tonight. And then they're like, oh, so squash Ruby tonight? I'm like, no, just no squash at all, you fucking dumbass. Like,
yeah.
God, Chad. Fuck you, Chad.
Yeah,
I hope you do listen to the show, Chad, because honestly, you follow us and I can't stand you. You drive me
nuts. Maybe after a hell of a match on a pay-per-view that Ronda maybe is pissed off that Ruby almost got the better of her, she comes out and just beats the fuck out of her because it's Ronda Rousey and squashes her. Yeah, that'd make a lot more sense.
Right.
If they wanted to squash her, but It's like, why did you squash her? Oh, also shout out, I don't want to go back on Elimination Chamber, but shout out Ronda Rousey's fucking Sonya Blade outfit.
No shit, that was dope.
Oh boy, she looked good, and that was fucking a dope outfit.
It was a dope outfit. Yeah, she wasn't overly she didn't have like,
no, it was badass, man.
She looked fucking
She came
awesome.
out, and I didn't notice it at first, and I was like, man, what is this? This is tight. This looks like I don't like this. She scares me. She's gonna beat me up. Raw was kind of the Sasha Bailey segment was kind of like I was expecting.
Lame, man.
I was expecting more.
And then Nia running down, it was just cringe. Like, when Nia came to the ring, like, I cringed at that part. I'm like, oh.
So did I. And it's just that thing which just sticks your tongue out like, wow, you gotta do sick at me. It's like, oh, God, I just want to, like, I'd fight you. God, I don't believe it in women, but I would fight you.
I do want to say, Toph had the comment of the night on Sunday night because he was mad that Ronda was Sonya Blade. And he's like, when Becky smoked her in the face with the crush, he goes, that's what you get for dressing up like Sonya Blade. Flawless victory, motherfucker.
Oh, that's good stuff.
It's good. But nothing else happened.
The Sasha Bailey thing, it's like, how would you, like, if I was, I'm going to give them like a celebration type segment, you know? Like, not like a this is your life thing or anything, but, you know, like two awesome babyface bubbly kind of characters like celebrating with, granted that crowd was shit, so who knows if it would have worked, but
the promo that they cut, they did right after the match at Chamber. Like,
they kind of, and I get like probably the emotions and stuff, but like I don't know if they had a promo written for them or not or what, but it was just very, I didn't like it. I was just kind of like, this isn't what I was.
No, yeah, I didn't like it at all. And why did we do Braun and Corbin again? And with no McIntyre or
Bobby Lashley.
Yeah, like why did that not get explained? Why did the squash match? Why did the real match happen on Raw and not a Chamber between Ronda and Ruby? And it's just nothing happened. Nothing mattered on Raw. And we saw those NXT guys. It was cool, but it didn't matter.
No, dude. See what I would have done? I really wanted Aleister Black versus Drew McIntyre.
Yeah, that would have been dope. But you can't have the NXT guy lose.
That's true. Well, you could have McIntyre lose.
And honestly, my favorite part of the whole show was the way Dean Ambrose looked at Seth.
Yeah, where were you out there? What?
Yeah, that was great when he's just like, "Where were you?"
I love it, man. Like, I think it's just Dean being Dean, kind of like.
Yeah, because he doesn't give a fuck right now.
No, it's great. It's like, why was this just not happening? Mm-hmm. Like, just keeping him simple, just letting him be like just a weird kind of fucking guy. Because that's just like, what are you talking about, man? Mm-hmm. And he just, what does he say before he leaves?
He just goes, eh. Then he just walks away.
Yeah, he just goes, eh. I love it.
Great.
I love it.
But
yeah, there's some good things about it. Like I said, the matches were good. So, like, you can't, like, yeah, the crowd wasn't the best, but, like, hey, it was a good match. Like,
yeah, and, man, just, nothing mattered. And Raw, it's a 3-hour show. It feels like a fucking chore. And I do think if it was 2 hours, I think Raw would be very enjoyable again. But that's just me.
Or even, like, 2.5 would be fine.
Yeah. I mean, something, man. Something needs to happen. Yeah. Like,
we're
on the road. This does not feel like we're on the road to WrestleMania. That's all I gotta say.
No, Raw did not. SmackDown did. I think we had the Becky effect Monday night.
Yeah,
it's kind of like,
where's it's like, where's Becky? Well, that too. Where's Becky? How are you not going to show Becky at all on both shows?
Yeah, it's like she got somewhat arrested. I'll tell you what I would have done with Becky on at Elimination Chamber. I wouldn't have had her get arrested and be like the Austin route. I'd have her be able to get away from security every time. Like, she's able to just kind of weasel her way away from it. Mm-hmm. Be like, haha, you're not going to ever catch me, Vinnie Mac attack. Mm-hmm. But yeah, the Ronda effect Monday was very, very real. Not the Ronda, the Becky effect was very, very real. Mm-hmm. I missed her.
Yeah, I mean, the crowd was chanting for her at the end.
Yep.
And she never showed. Okay, let's go to SmackDown now, the A show. What did it start off with? Shane and Miz?
Did it?
I think so. And then they challenged the Usos to a rematch, and that's happening in that fast lane.
Yeah.
But this is where Miz is going to turn on Shane.
I think so. I thought he was going to turn on him last night or on Tuesday.
Isn't it kind of ironic and funny how Shane and Miz has been the best told story probably of like WWE? Like in the past couple months, like it's the most consistent story right now.
Yeah, it really has, dude. And I got to give props to Miz on that. I mean, the way he's able to carry stories like he did with like Daniel Bryan the last like 10 years and Roman, like.
Oh, one last thing about Raw. They made me fucking miss Roman Reigns. That's all I gotta say. Like, I can't believe it. I'm saying it, but they made me fucking miss Roman Reigns. I hate you, Vince. This is, Vince is probably like, haha, we're gonna make it a shitty show now. We're going to make it shit on purpose, make you miss Roman.
Yeah, he probably did. Damn it, Vince.
Damn it.
But yeah, I'm with you, dude. I think he's going to turn on him, which kind of makes me sad, but...
Yeah, it's going to happen.
It's got to happen. Yeah, it's going to happen.
What else? I'm drawing a blank.
Well, Ricochet faced...
Eric Young,
which is weird. I had to text you before I tweeted anything because I was like, Eric Young. I was like, wait, the guy from Sanity? That I was like, wait, Sanity?
Because it's like, who's this? We haven't seen them in weeks.
Yeah, I was like, I mean, I guess maybe an NXT connection, but I was like, is it weird? And you were like, yeah, no, it's very weird. So I tweeted it out. I was like, maybe I'm just stupid. But
what was after Shane and Miz was Andrade Cien Almas versus Aleister Black, and that match was fucking good.
Sweet. I just found out that him and Selena are married, and now I'm mad. I hate another wrestler. But beyond that, yeah, dude, really good match. The NXT guys just got a hell of a lot better reaction.
Yeah, somebody tweeted out how long until Vince McMahon fucks over Aleister Black and just gives him one name, and Big E responded to the tweet and said, "In my mind, he's already black."
Yep. I saw that and popped. I forget. I don't know why I didn't tag you in it.
It's funny as fuck.
Did you also see Big E?
Because you know that joke went over everybody's head.
Oh yeah, definitely. And I was dying at it. I was like, "Fuck yes, that's so funny." And then did you see E? Because somebody asked him, "It's like, if you had to have your name taken out or something like that, what would it be?" And he would just go, "I just go by E, but it'd be pronounced A." Like Canadian, like A or something like that. Oh my god, those Big fucking guys!
Shot at that fucking idiot from Empire.
Yeah, that was good.
That was good.
Yeah, oh god,
it's the face he made afterwards, where he's like,
yeah. What was also the pancake branch of Peace or whatever they did with Jeff Hardy, and that was
Xavier's
fucking
carrying Big E.
He's carrying Big E. I was dying. I was like, "You got to be kidding me! That guy's 300 fucking pounds. Put him down." God damn, it's good stuff.
It was good. Shout out to Ty Dillinger on SmackDown, who requested his release from WWE. There's no doubt in my mind that he is going to AEW because when Cody left, Cody got mad because he wanted to go back to just being called Cody Rhodes again, but he also wanted to start a stable, and he wanted Tyler Breeze and Ty Dillinger in the stable because they're all really good friends.
Yeah.
And here we go. Ty Dillinger is for sure going to wind up in AEW. There's no doubt in my mind.
Dude, he's a
Zack
perfect
Ryder
fit
and
there.
Kurt Hawkins, I think, are two wrestlers that will also go to AEW, and I honestly would not be shocked if Breeze goes. But Breeze is the one that's up in the air for me because he's best friends with Xavier, so...
Yeah, it's all those guys you just mentioned, they'll fit in so perfectly there.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not saying they don't fit in perfectly here. It's just that
they're going to get time there.
Vince doesn't believe in like the creativity that they could have with what they bring. So it's like
Ty's a guy that I can see like actually joining the Elite.
So do I. He's got the look.
Mm-hmm.
He's got these,
and he's like best friends with Cody. Like,
yeah, it makes all the sense in the world.
Mm-hmm. Really
but yeah, shout out to those guys. Kind of taking their time, or not taking their time, taking a risk to be like, you know what, man, fuck it, I'm going there. Like, I'm like, I don't care about the money. I'm tired. I'm bored. I didn't get into this to fucking be stale and not be able to use my creativity. So I'm gonna go to AEW. Did you see what Joey Ryan tweeted?
What did he tweet?
He tweeted basically, he was like, I remember back in the day, it was like, WWE said WWE was like, you gotta watch out for these indie guys. They're coming for your jobs, and now basically it's the other way around. Mm-hmm. And then Lance Storm tweet was like, kind of speaking for a lot of people there, and it's like, dude, come on, you know that's true.
Oh yeah,
like,
well, Joey Ryan signed with AEW, so
yeah, good for him.
He's gonna be making money, but it is kind of true though, because like. All these guys are just coming out now. They're coming for the AEW job, like. Yeah. And if people really want to sit there and say like WWE, they're not scared of AEW, then why did the revival just get tag titles after they requested for a release? They're like, here, we'll make you champions now.
Right.
Finn Balor was one that they were really worried that he was going to leave and go be with the Bucks because he loves the Bucks.
And what's sad is it should have never got to that point with Finn Balor.
The Good Brothers, I'm waiting on them to ask for their release.
So am I, because if the next move isn't to go like full blown Bullet Club stable with
Styles or Balor,
I'd get out of there because that's what needs to happen.
I can't believe it hasn't happened yet, dude. I
can't either, man.
I was watching an old Raw, like the Raw right before the draft happened. That Raw is awesome, and it's like. The Club with Styles and who did they team with? It was the Club with Styles and the Wyatt family versus Cena, Enzo and Cass and the New Day, and it was just like, and then they split like everybody up after that. It's like, dude, this is where WWE was legit about to hit like fucking something so special, and then they just they halted it with the brand split.
It's like you brought these
literally picked the worst time to do a brand split because everybody's finally coming into their own here.
Yeah, it's like you brought kind of the club over to be the club, and then you don't do the thing that got them on your radar.
Yeah,
that it makes no sense.
It doesn't.
Yeah, I agree with you. I was just talking to Bowman about this yesterday. I was like, dude, honestly, like if they don't do something with the club, like I think Gallows and Anderson are gonna be like, hey, see you, man. Like we're good enough and over enough anywhere that we can go make money if we want.
Right.
But also we can just go have fun and be entertaining and fucking wrestle. Even though I'm sure their two old asses are like, hey, it's great, we're getting paid and working like maybe 2 times a week.
Right. Well, the thing that like fucking like kind of drives me nuts about the thought mentality that I've heard before is that they split these guys up because they think like them, like Styles, for instance, is better as a singles wrestler, which don't get me wrong, he is. But if you put him with a stable that he can lead and be champion at the same time, you're going to elevate those other wrestlers as well. Like,
yeah, dude. And like, since when did being a singles wrestler mean you have to only be on your own? Like, you can't be in a stable. Like
right.
Every time Triple H was fucking world title, he had fucking like 19 people with him.
Right, and that's why like fucking like they took Carmella out of Enzo and Cass, and it's like, yeah, who would have thought that she was going to be the one to like become the biggest thing out of the group? Number one. Number two, though, they worked so well together. Like, why you gonna like Nikki Cross is now a perfect example. Put her back with fucking Sanity and let her be the leader of Sanity. Fucking reverse it and let her lead Sanity.
Exactly.
I don't know. I don't get it. I don't get it at all. It drives me nuts. But still staying on SmackDown, was Rusev, Naka, and R-Truth used it all again this week? I don't think so, were they?
No, I don't think so.
What the fuck? Like, if you're not going to use them, put them on Raw. Like,
yeah, well, why wouldn't you have, like, Naka versus Ricochet?
Right.
You know?
Or Rusev,
that was my one...
or, like, somebody, you know?
Yeah, that was my one thing about the Ricochet match.
Where was
like,
Ray?
That's what I was going to say. I was like, why wouldn't you have, like, Ray against him or...
That's a WrestleMania. I kind of understand that one because that's kind of like a match like you can make. That's a match that you get people to watch a pay-per-view on. You know?
Very true. Very true. But the point is just like why wouldn't you use Rusev or Naka? Like why? And how come R-Truth is fucking nowhere to be found?
Right.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's just like Raw's stale right now. Well, why don't you move Nakamura over the Raw or Rusev over the Raw and do some shit with them so that way we don't have to see a fucking Lucha House Party versus Zack Ryder and Kurt Hawkins match. No disrespect to them, but nobody gives a fuck about.
Yeah. I mean, you could throw Naka over there and have Naka end up feuding with like Finn one day or something. I don't fucking know.
Right. Oh my god, a Finn Balor Nakamura feud?
Yeah, I know.
Take my money.
I just struck gold there, didn't I?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fucking like it's not that simple. Like, do they do any brainstorming when it comes to matches or anything, or are they just like
I will say this:
pull names out of a hat?
Styles needs to go to Raw after this.
I think so too. I think it'd be.
He's done everything he can on SmackDown.
Yeah, I think he'd be good for him. I think he could fucking help run that show. I'd like a little Styles Rollins feud. Wouldn't hurt me none.
Well, you look at how stacked SmackDown is right now, and you're like, a lot of these guys could be used very well on Raw right now. Like Jeff Hardy could be used very well on Raw.
And then,
I was
gonna say, you move a couple of those guys over, and who would be best to go fill their spots is Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens on SmackDown. Mm-hmm. Because we kind of already saw them on Raw and whatnot. It's like, change it up a bit. Throw those guys on SmackDown. It's a freaking perfect recipe.
But I agree with what Toph is saying. The brand split seems to be kind of like fading out again a little bit here. Kind of like what they did a few years ago, where it's like everybody's just kind of showing up on both shows now, especially with the NXT guys.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like, what's going on? Like, what's happening? But to finish out SmackDown, Mandy pinning Asuka. Mandy's like the third or fourth person ever to pin Asuka on WWE TV. It's crazy to think about. Like, it's awesome.
Yeah. So I drew. How did the pin happen? I think I like.
It was a roll up.
I think I somehow was it a roll up off a distraction?
Yeah.
Okay, I get people being upset about that, but at the same time, like, Mandy's a heel, so you can get away with, like, that kind of a shitty ending. You know, like, you can get away with that. Like, and like I said, I tweeted, I was like, they need to build something for Asuka. They need to do something. And, like, if that's how they have to do it, like, I mean, either any way they try to do it to build a heel that can be believable to beat Asuka, like, nobody's going to like right now. But you have to do it because there's nobody right now on SmackDown after they fucking have Charlotte in this triple threat that, like, really is a threat to Asuka. So they have to start somewhere. Like, you just got to take it with a grain of salt and, like, look for what they're trying to do. And I think Mandy's great. I tweeted. I think she's obviously, like, fucking a 32 out of 10. And she's also not bad in the ring. So, I don't know. Like, just fucking be happy they're trying to do something.
No shit.
Like, what else would you, like, who would you have go up against Asuka? I mean, yeah, Sonya would be fine, too. But
right now, I really wish that Ember Moon didn't get hurt. Move her to SmackDown.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, that'd be perfect. But like I said, it's like, I don't know, they have to do something.
Right. And then the show ended with that 6-man tag. That was pretty good. Kofi getting the win again. And Kofi,
the 1, 2, 3, baby.
And Kofi getting that fucking nice little rub. He's facing Bryan at Fastlane.
Yeah. Dude, I popped for that pin. I haven't popped for a 6-man tag match pin since I don't even know when, Todd. I can't tell you when. I popped for that because I was like, he pinned the champ! He pinned the champ, baby! Like, it was like I might as well pulled out, like, my action figures and reenacted the match. Like, that's how fucking, like, that's how I felt, man. I was just like, fuck yeah, he pinned the champ. This is great.
Right. But again, like, Bryan's just bringing Kofi to another level, and I love it. I fucking love it.
Yeah.
And now let's go to NXT real quick before we get on out of here. NXT was phenomenal. Roderick Strong versus Aleister Black to kick off the show, and then Black and Ricochet fighting off on Disputed Era was good. Then let's see what else. The middle one's kind of fuzzy. Oh, it's just like a Matt Riddle promo, I think, with Jeremy Borash. And then the main event, though, was just insane. The Velveteen Dream versus Johnny Gargano. And Velveteen Dream picking up the win, getting that North American Championship.
Good for him, Max. I was kind of getting worried what they were doing with him.
Yeah, he's a guy. I think you might see these 4 guys get called up after Mania. And I think Dream's going to run NXT for a little bit.
I think so too. It's almost going to be like the Bayley effect.
Mm-hmm. And I did read the NXT spoilers, so I'm excited. That's all I gotta say.
God, you're such a nerd.
Sorry, I couldn't contain myself. I read it.
You need to learn.
I know. I read them, and I'm like, I'm happy. So that's all I gotta say. NXT, the booking that's going forward, I'm happy.
Do you know how much happier you'd be if you didn't know and then you just watched it? Starting to really piss me off, you son of a bitch.
And away from NXT, did you watch BTE?
I have not yet. You kept yelling at me.
The
more you yelled at me to watch it, the more I was like, "Fuck you! I'm not watching it now."
Dude, it's hilarious. The whole episode is hilarious.
I know.
You need to watch that and that Baron Corbin thing I tagged you in.
I know. I will. I'll do my homework. I'll start watching videos. You stay off the dirt sheets.
Fine. Deal.
Ow, fuck, my left arm just fucking went completely numb. Wow. Okay, don't
That's
do
what
that.
you get for being a dick.
All I did was push myself up. All right, Nino.
Jim stole my job.
Okay. I'm trying to get my damn arm back here. All right. Wowzers. This might be the end, Todd. You got me all fired up on dirt sheets. I have a heart attack over here, brother.
Dude, I thought I was having a heart attack the other night, but it was just heartburn.
Dude, I thought I was, but I was just like fucking high off that 420, man. Me and Matt Riddle, bro.
Yeah, bro.
But yeah, dude, I don't know. I right now, I'm pretty excited about WWE.
I am too.
I'm more optimistic in this Mania season than I have been in a few years.
Well, what's fucking crazy is that like the build hasn't been there, but we know some of the matches that are happening, and it just is like we're gonna have like a fucking great WrestleMania. I feel like Like,
think so too.
Fucking due for a good WrestleMania, man. We're fucking due. Last year started off so strong and ended so flat.
Yeah, and I think it's because like we've had these we've had options. Like we weren't like dead set on like it's going to be Roman Lesnar again. It's going to be Charlotte, Asuka. It's not like, I mean, those were ideas, but like then you threw Ronda in there, and you got Becky going, and then it's like Rollins is going. Unfortunately, what happened to Roman, I think probably maybe is helping lead to Rollins' thing right now. But it's
did you know the original plan for WrestleMania? Before Roman got sick? The main event?
I think I did. I think you told me. What was it? Was it it going to be a triple threat or something?
No, it was supposed to be just Roman versus Ambrose.
Oh shit. Oh yeah. I remember that. I remember you telling me that.
Mm-hmm. And Ambrose was basically supposed to like somehow like flukily like beat Roman for the title, and then Roman gets it back at Mania. That was the original plan. Isn't that kind of crazy? And I guess Ambrose is like, well, fuck. He's like, why can't we still do that with Rollins? Like, why does Lesnar have to have the title? I think that's a main reason why Ambrose got pissed, and he's like, I'm out.
Yeah, I can see that. But
and the Ambrose Rollins rivalry was supposed to last. I think that was supposed to happen. Instead of it being for the Universal title, they made it for the Intercontinental title, and it was just like, but where's the world title at? God damn it!
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I just feel like we have like kind of more unknowns and like a little more like, oh, what if like this could happen? Like instead of being like dead set of like where the story could go from now into Mania and even after Mania. Like I feel like we have a lot of different paths it could go, and not just like one path that we've known for like. I feel like the past 4 years after Mania, it's like, okay, they're going to head here, they're going to do this at this pay-per-view, like they're probably going to win. It's like, I feel like nothing's like set in stone to where you can be like 100% sure. It's kind of like, you never know. They might do this and change some things up. So I don't know. I'm excited. I don't know. I feel like I've just been more excited about wrestling. It's like, fuck yeah. I don't know. Hopefully they do this. If they don't, I'm probably going to be pissy.
Wrestling in general has just been awesome. Like,
yeah, it's just been fun to watch.
Except for Raw. Like, wrestling around the world has been fun lately. Jay White becoming the IWGP Heavyweight Champion was like, people expected it to happen this year, but not as fast as it did.
Right.
And fuck all those people who think that Jay White is like the Jinder Mahal of New Japan for the champion. Get the fuck out of here with that shit. Like, Jay White's a great fucking wrestler, and he's a great gimmick, because he's honestly like a fucking psychopath. Like, and he's a fucking, the way they booked him, they make him look like a fucking mastermind. Like, imploding chaos from the inside out, like joining chaos just to like implode it with Gato and like all this other shit with Bullet Club, how he secretly kind of joined Bullet Club back in the day, or like back like a year ago, and he waited until the Bullet Club OGs turned on the Elite and all this other shit. Like, the storytelling, that is phenomenal fucking storytelling.
Yeah, who the fuck would compare that to Jinder Mahal?
Right. Like, that's just unbelievable storytelling.
Yeah. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Good for him.
No shit. And
good for
honestly,
wrestling.
Good for New Japan. Normally they don't take like big risks like that. Like, Jay White has only been wrestling, like has only been this character for like maybe a couple years, if that. Like, he's pretty fucking new.
I feel like New Japan might kind of start doing things a little more out of the ordinary than usual with AEW, because AEW guys aren't going to be able to wrestle for New Japan, right?
Correct. And
so I think they're going to
surprise the shit out of me.
Oh, by staying?
Yeah, he signed like a 2 or 3 year deal, and this is the first time like Kota Ibushi's like exclusive to anywhere. Like, this is like the first time in his career he's exclusive to anybody.
You know what? I don't think that's a horrible move for him. Like, I think he knows there's going to be a lot of big enough stars right now that, give it a couple years, see what AEW does. That like if the day that he does come over, it'll be even bigger.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of let AEW start building stuff, and then you're like, okay, well, guess what? Here I fucking come.
Yeah.
Shabam! Right in the fucking kisser.
Mm-hmm. And it's a way to just like, yeah, just basically he wants to become IWGP Heavyweight Champion. And the fact that like he's popular enough now too that like it's gonna happen. Like I could actually see him winning the G1 this year.
That'd be impressive.
That'd be awesome. I mean, he was a runner-up last year.
Yeah. Yeah, well, it's his time. I think he probably sees that too. He's like, you know what? This is my time to take over and knock some things off my list and then go from there.
Yep. I mean, he was always kind of been a guy who's been free-spirited and just gone from promotion to promotion just because he just wanted to do it. He didn't want to be exclusive to anybody. And now he's kind of like matured a little bit, and he's like, I now want to become world champion somewhere. Like,
yeah, and he will.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
All right.
So.
Let's hit him with the 1, 2, 3 finish and get the fuck on out of here.
1, 2, 3 finish. Not wrestling related at all, but I got to say it anyway for good luck. Our St. Louis Blues are looking to extend their streak tonight, so let's go Blues and hockey.
12. Get to 12 wins straight.
Yeah. 2. Oh, Jesus.
Earl Hebner.
Yeah, I'm doing a real Earl Hebner right now. Did you talk about AEW getting sold out last week?
I think so.
Did you congratulate them on that?
Oh, yeah. Totally did. At least on one of the shows I did.
You piece of shit.
Well, maybe if you watch BTE, you would have another thing to shout out.
God, yeah, well, I didn't. So,
fucking pussy.
Shout out, number 2, I'll just, Becky Lynch, still the man, just whooping ass at good old Elimination Chamber.
Kill Bill style.
I love it. It was like kind of a reverse Kill Bill outfit, but I liked it.
Doesn't she wear an outfit like that in the second one?
Oh, is it? Well, I know in the first one it's yellow and then black stripes. I think Becky was like...
Isn't it black?
Does it switch in the second one?
I think so.
I couldn't remember. Either way, sick. Looked hot as fuck. And badass. And number 3, hashtag
sick.
Boom clap Kofi Mania.
Oh, bringing back that to Jamaican sensation, yeah.
Yeah, Bowman. I don't want to go on too much longer, but Bowman was really, really mad he didn't use that move to win. He was so mad. He goes, "Why would you have to do the fucking boom clap off that to win? It just makes sense." And I was like, "I know, Steve. I know, man. I know,
man.
Like, I know, but it didn't happen, buddy. Okay, so I don't know. Drink some warm milk and sleep it off."
He needs some milk.
He has 3 finishers, Jim. Not even 2. He has 3 cool finishers, and they should fucking have him win the match. But that's Steve. But yeah, man. Hashtag Kofi Mania, dude. I'm loving it right now. I love wrestling with Kofi Mania.
Same.
So
that's
my 1, 2, 3. That's my third. That's my third.
My number 1. Shout out to Kenny Omega, the Young Bucks, the Elite, for keeping kayfabe alive, because they've been going to all these shows and they're like, all right, they're expecting us at this show, they're expecting us here, got to keep it in kayfabe, and then they just wind up at the Backstreet Boys show.
That was one of the funniest clips you ever sent me,
dude. The whole show was hilarious. MJF, like, he's at Cody's house. Do you know like the whole gimmick with him right now?
No.
So the whole gimmick with MJF is like that young wrestler who's like a huge prick, but he's only an asshole when Cody turns his back, and he's an asshole to everybody else. And like when Cody turns his back to him, he's always like, "Hey man, thank you so much for having me. I'm so happy. I can't wait to be at AEW." So they're on Cody's back porch, and Cody cooks him 2 steaks, and Cody's like, "I gotta go back inside for me. I'll be right back." He goes, "Okay, man." And Cody walks inside. MJF's like, "Jesus Christ, these steaks are so fucking terrible. I hate these steaks." And he like throws him off into the yard. And Pharaoh, the dog, comes walking up. He's like, "Oh, hey, Pharaoh, you piece of shit. Hey, you little ugly fucking dog. You want this steak? You want this steak?" And he throws the steak into the yard. And like Cody comes walking back out, and MJF's like, "Oh man, I love your dog. I love your dog, man." But yeah, it's just funny. Like, you just gotta watch it. It's funny. Number 2, shout out to whenever WWE Network put on Confidential, the old show like from 2002 with Mean Gene Okerlund. I don't know when they put that on the network, but I'm fucking happy and ecstatic that I discovered it, that it's on the network, because I
didn't know
loved
it was
that
on
show. Because it was such a deep, like, inside look and totally behind the scenes of everything. Loved it. Great show.
Yeah, I didn't know.
Watch
I didn't
it if
know
you
it
never
was on
watched
there
it.
until you told me. So
yeah, it's good. Go watch it. And number 3, let's see here. Number 3, congrats, I guess, to Sasha and Bailey.
Oh yeah,
women's champs. Congrats to Finn and Kofi Mania, baby. Let's go.
Let's go.
All right. So normally these episodes won't be that long, but it's our first one back as titled the Weekly Wrestling Wrap-Up. So we want to do it this way. Got the pay-per-view. Pay-per-view episodes are always longer.
Yeah, especially if it's a good pay-per-view.
Mm-hmm. And it was.
So yeah. So fuck it. If you don't like listen to us talk for 2 hours, then we got 2 words for you.
Oh,
suck it.
My God! Congratulations to D-Generation X going into the Hall of Fame too.
Yeah, I don't deserve to be a 90s wrestling fan anymore.
Did you realize it right after you said it too?
I did, yeah. As soon as I started to say it, I was like, oh yeah, the Hall of Fame. I don't want to admit it, man. I just feel old.
I know, right?
Like I said to you, it's like, what's crazy? It's like there's 40-year-old men right now that are like, oh man, those were the best time of my college years. And me and you were like, man, when we were 7, 8 years old, dude, we were just telling people to suck it all the time.
Do you know how many times I got sent to the principal's office for telling somebody to suck it? Like...
My buddy, like, in first grade, because I was like, I didn't know really what the middle finger meant, and I was like,
dude,
I was like, dude, what does this mean, like, with the middle finger up? And he, like, it was like indoor recess, and he, like, I remember this vividly. He, like, grabbed me and, like, threw me behind, like, the baffle and was like, man, you can't say that. My older brother said it means all the bad words ever.
Dude, that's so funny, because I had this similar experience. It was like indoor recess. And I was like, yeah, Stone Cold's the best. And I gave the finger, and my friend's like, dude, you can't do that. He's like, that means F you. And I'm like, what? Like the F word? He's like, yeah. I was like, oh, I didn't know. So I did the suck it anyways, and then I got in trouble.
Yeah, man, it's just crazy. It's like when we were like, those were people's, like, how old we are now are what, like, people, like, loved when they were, like, our age, DX. And we were just fucking, like, trying to do our addition homework Monday nights, watching DX telling people to suck it, man.
I'm like, I don't understand this word problem. Okay, let's put it in the way you'll understand it. If Sean said suck it this many times and Triple H said suck it this many times, how many is that together? Oh, 5.
How many
there you
times
go.
did Sergeant Slaughter suck it?
If you put their arms together to make an X, how many is that? 2? Ding, 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 Johnny.
That's 2 suckets. Yeah, but no, yeah, dude. Congratulations to them, and I still think China's going to get it on her own one day too. So.
Oh, Triple H said that she's going to. So.
Yeah, she's definitely. I mean, it's like so is Triple H. Like, you think Triple H is just going to get one D? He's probably going to get a DX, an Evolution, and a Triple H.
No doubt, and the New Age Outlaws deserve to go in as a team. So.
Yeah, definitely. So there's, It's
and
just,
then you have X-Pac, who deserves to go in as 1, 2, 3 Kid, actually.
I think so too. I really think so too. Some people on Twitter are proving some good points about how he actually was a big inspiration for a lot of small guys.
Well, and just one of the greatest upsets of all time, him pinning Razor Ramon on Raw. I mean,
yeah, exactly. That's kind of what I was getting at there. Is that like that match just made people like, holy shit, I can be small and beat these big guys.
Mm-hmm. And shout out to that the shoot videos I tagged you in, Cooter Pooter. Oh, what an idiot.
Cooter Pooter.
Cooter Pooter. All right, let's get the fuck out of here. You can go follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and Periscope. We'll be back on the scope someday. At Offended Pod. Make sure to go follow PWP Nation at PWP Nation on all social media platforms as well. Go listen to our normal podcast, Offended, which is out now, which we've now moved to every Thursday. We're going to be releasing those episodes.
Yes.
And it's out now on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, Player FM, Spreaker, wherever you get your podcast. Go subscribe, follow, give us a nice 5-star review. Go on. You want to buy our merchandise, go to www.prowrestlingtees.com and search Offended and buy our fucking t-shirt right now. Go do it. No excuses. If you like music, go on Spotify. We have our own playlist on Spotify called Offended Presents Songs of the Week. And you can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat at Trick1042. You can follow Stoutsy at
Jimmy James 9417 on Instagram and Twitter. James V Stout on the Snapchat.
Nice. All right, the weekly wrestling wrap-up is back. We will see you next week. And yeah, that's about it. That's all I got.
Yeah, and you know what? Enjoy wrestling, people.
Yeah, don't take
Enjoy
it so.
wrestling.
Don't let it affect your life. Okay.
Yeah. Enjoy it.
Just
Hashtag enjoy wrestling. That's what you're going to get from Offended from now on.
Yeah.
So, and if you're not down with that, fuck off.
Yep. If you're not down with that, eat it. Eat my ass.
Mine too.
All right. We'll see you next week. Later.
Goodbye.
Bye.